Passing the concord below is now docking at gate 3. Please stand back and wait for the vessel results to fully load before boarding.
And welcome to session 19 of the Mandalorian storyline. Just trying to remember to actually finish setting up. So we are 19 sessions into the game, and I think we're about 4 or 5 sessions into
19, you say?
Sorry, yeah, session 19.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed one then.
2 sessions post-warrant.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay, so yeah. I have a question on the GM.
Well, I have everything written down, so...
No, it's okay. I got tiny writing. So 19. Awesome.
So, which means we'll have Ariadne introduce her character.
Thank you. So... I'm not quite ready, but I am Thane, aka Thea, of the Starwing Clan, and I'm human. I wear ranger gear at the moment because that's all I've got, and I have black hair, blue streaks, and a desperate crush on Kyana, my captain, but more especially her vibro sword. Does that sound too kinky?
That's completely up to you.
It's not meant to be kinky.
I feel like it's totally healthy, so...
Absolutely. No stalking going on, just a lot of envious staring off into the distance whenever your vibro sword comes into view.
Who doesn't like long, shiny things?
So you want the vibro booty, huh?
As long as that booty is looty and not actual booty.
All, I can stand to hear about this a little bit longer.
Okay, Mark.
Well, I don't know how to start this one now. I play
With
Piper
booty?
Redrick, the lover, fighter, and drunken person.
Not so much recently.
Well, depends on how my best bud helps me out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no, he's been microdosing you.
What? Oh, that's so happy today.
and online today we have David.
Hello from Terrible Reception Lane. I'm David. I play B1337, a modified, highly customized, and far too self-aware B1 battle droid who has been repurposed into some abomination and bastardization of a medical droid.
And there could be a lot of worse things than that. Okay, so it looks like we actually do have a missing person, so I will try to pipe them in. Okay, see if that works. And while that's coming in, next person on line we have today is Kesley.
Hello, hello. I am playing Kayana, a martial artist, now leader of this group of misfits. So this should be interesting how this goes. Just doing her best to keep everybody alive and paid and on mission.
And doing a good job. I'm not sucking up at all.
Does this mean you're not vying for another sword yourself?
Prefer an axe, to be honest.
Okay.
That's why Kayana's sword is safe.
Also online today we have Ross.
Yes, I play Khalid,
Hi, Ross.
the enforcer, assassin, Mandalorian, who basically comes from a family of armourers, but had to change due to the fact that most of our equipment has gone missing, and we do not have access to Vespa.
That is true. And
and currently acting as a Star Ranger.
And just managing to join us online today is Stefan.
Oh.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
So would you like to introduce your character, Stefan?
Yes, we were the book. I'm currently playing Kakia Supren, who is a survivalist, and for the most part seems to do okay with the rest of the team, I hope, at least, they'll tell me. Yeah. Seems to get along with technology, except depends if we'll have a certain AI decides to kill me or not.
It really does depend on how you try to interface with your AI.
Not today.
Yep, and not very good in a sword fight.
Yes, terrible in the sword fight, but I'll work on that.
Okay, so bringing people up to speed, you have just returned from a trip with the governor of Elrood to the planet, I believe. My brain has completely forgotten which planet you went to, but one near
Elrood?
to. You've returned to Elrood.
And
I stuck the book somewhere over there, which I'll go grab because I'm that well organised today.
Today's thing has been sponsored by da 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 and da 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 da.
That does work.
Happy with that? Okay.
Oh, so yes,
Now,
it is
it's
handy.
sponsored by Doo-Doo-Doo.
was it Kidron?
Kidron, I think.
Kidron.
Kidron is correct.
Oh, wow.
So I was going to say Mandalorian Ale, by the way.
That wasn't even my memory. That was just sheer guess of something that sounded vaguely familiar.
Yes, so Kidron is the name of the place you were on, and you're returning back to Elrood after having a brief interaction with Wookiees. Some sort of starship demonstration happening in the system. And a personal duel between Kadkia and Admiral Thrawn at this stage.
Was that just about the start last session?
Oh, that finished.
That was
That finished?
that finished last session.
Yeah.
Ass was soundly kicked or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was handed to him on multiple levels.
Thank God it wasn't me.
And recorded for posterity.
And he's now a training video.
That's right. The kids at the school thought it was really good.
we started using it as a training video.
Yeah.
Things not to do.
Well, this way you can at least say you messed up on purpose just to demonstrate.
And BB1
What
got
not
a
to
new
do.
career as a cameraman. So.
Helps that they had multiple other angles going at the
Oh
same
yeah,
time.
they were very impressed by it in multiples. Yeah.
Okay, so next session you will be gaining some XP. We'll figure out how much that is, so you'll be able to figure out between sessions. And each of you will also be getting an extra specialization based on how you've been playing your characters. So to give you a heads up, our top of the list is our droid, who gets the medic specialization because he's just been so helpful.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Following that one up is Thiana, who's getting big game hunter.
Ooh.
Then we have Kadkia, who's getting gambler.
No one's surprised there.
Then we have Khalid, who's getting Enforcer. No surprise there either. Then we're getting Kayana, who's getting Marshal.
Very nice, yeah.
And then we have Piper.
Yeah.
So, to see if I can read it properly. Propagandist.
Propagandist? Oh my goodness.
Oh no! Oh, I know where you're going with it now. Oh. So I'm now the official. Oh.
What? She's got to put on the red cap with the yellow star and start quoting Marx.
Well, her image is being used as an Imperial recruitment campaign.
Sorry, what was Kayana's specialist?
Kayana's specialist is Marshal.
Marshal, yep.
And that's actually all up on each of the character pages already.
And what was Khalid's, sorry?
Khalid's was Enforcer. So when he said Assassin Enforcer, I thought it was quite funny because that's exactly what I just put up there for next session.
So, and Piper is propagandist.
Why do I just think? Why do I think about a certain German person? Anyway. Okay.
Well, I chose something that fitted with how you've been playing your character.
Governments do it too.
Hang on. I was waiting for murderer, alcoholic. no. A beverage taster. I was waiting for that. I had a few other ones.
Connoisseur.
Connoisseur, yeah. I had a few other ones that I thought you might have lined up. Go.
Was B1 included in this?
He was the first one off the rank. He was down as medic.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear it. Okay, that's fine.
So, not doctor, medic.
Yep.
I thought you'd appreciate the distinction.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't need to actually fix the problem, you just need to patch it and hope someone else figures out what to do with it.
Yeah, exactly right. That's somebody else's problem. As long as they don't die in my care, it's all good.
Okay, so...
I will freeze you in carbonite to stall your death so somebody else can deal.
Ow.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens to Papa.
Well, it doesn't have to store all of you, only the part that's necessary.
Oh, keep in mind that this is the guy who literally just walked up to a disabled guy in a wheelchair, snapped his neck, and walked away.
No, you didn't walk away, you took the body with you.
Your anaesthetism coming in.
You then carried the body around for the next couple of hours through town.
Oh, Ross, no. The anaesthetist coming out at him. That almost happened to Stefan.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, you've had a little bit of time to recover after getting back to Elrood. We finished the session with Piper receiving a certain Wookiee blade on her bed.
A Wookiee blade?
I do remember this, yeah.
One of the Wookiee martial artist blades.
I recognise the blade as a certain way?
Yep.
Shit. Okay, yep. And I went, no, Piper's going to post to Was I just by myself, or did BB1 was that time?
You had BB1 there at that time.
Okay, I'll let him... I want to see...
Well, actually, B1.
Excuse me.
BB1 was somewhere else.
Thank you.
I couldn't help it. He made me do it.
Look, it's a habit, okay?
I know.
Habit.
And it's a wrong habit, a bad habit, and a demeaning habit. He's not a basketball.
That depends who you talk to. Oh, yes, B1.
Unless that's one of the droids that he has within him.
He will put you to sleep, man. No, it's
So, okay, I will start the conversation off. B1. Okay, see, I did that. Did you put this on my bed? And I hold
one in your bed.
I hold the sword in front of me.
It's
No, I don't touch
basically
those
a
weird things.
Wookiee
That's
dagger.
gross. I
So
couldn't
for you,
even
it's a
lift
sword.
that.
But then who put it there?
I don't care.
You checked the video footage last session and saw a partial fur covering one of the cameras before the camera shorted out.
Oh, let me have a guess. We saw it on the footage. A big giant furbo left the blade of a big giant furbo. Oh, well, maybe it was a Wookiee.
I think you are quite correct this time.
Wow, call me Sherlock Holmes. By the way, Sherlock Holmes, you know what? You're too dumb to figure it out. Never mind.
But who's Okay.
It may not be a Wookiee. There are other 8-foot-tall furry beings around.
Yeah. Around that we've recently dealt with? Of who Piper has history with?
Yeah, but didn't he actually piss them off?
Yeah.
I assume everyone's in the
Piper
room.
also has old friends who, may have been technically considered slaves.
Okay. Wookiee custom, does this mean that they're going to kill you and prepare yourself for battle?
Piper doesn't know the customs that well.
No, I don't know.
No.
There's at least a 50-50 chance that could be a thing.
Yeah, well, Beamer knows more about Wookiees than Piper does.
Bjorn doesn't know a goddamn thing, but that's okay.
How long has it been
Well, you were able to tell what the difference between a male and
between
female
last
was.
session and now in terms of days?
It's picked up where the last session finished off, where Piper found the Wookiee blade on her bed.
So I haven't had any time to research Wookiee stuff yet.
Because when a mommy Wookiee and a daddy Wookiee love each other very much.
Oh, really, B1? Oh, really? Oh.
Well, it's his daily part coming out.
But I don't need to... Look, last time we discussed this, you draw pictures too. I don't want you to draw pictures this time around, okay?
No, this one got video.
No videos there. No. Don't encourage him. Oh, then I'll look over at the
Okay, I've now downloaded a video of Wookiee on Wookiee action. Would you like to view it?
No.
My attention to both with
If
Jan.
I am in the room, the answer is resounding. B1 can't finish his sentence. No. Yeah, good without that.
You weird biologicals, you're so grossed out about something that is grosser than
I
biological.
wasn't using the Ranger's bandwidth, was it? Because I think that's not fit for work.
That was. And do you save it on the file down as intruder footage?
Oh, wow.
Don't do that. No. Anyway, while this is happening, I go to Fiona and ask her, I said, can you find out if this means anything?
You show me the dagger?
Well, I assume everyone's in the room by now because I think
Because you were quite loud.
I was quite loud and between B1 going, ha ha ha, Bookie, ha ha.
Being as though you had a Wookiee friend, anyone would think that you might actually want to know the customs. Why don't you know it already?
We discussed
Didn't you,
it.
grow up with that Wookiee?
I grew up, but you knew I was drunk most of the time. Therefore, I didn't really keep much memory of what I was supposed to do properly.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So you're a terrible friend who doesn't care about the customs of your people.
That's the wrong way to look at it. I think I was forget.
Are you sure you're not a droid?
I do see a problem with the way they presented it, because they didn't actually present it to you.
It was just left on the bed?
Yeah, that normally
Could it be a gift?
We saw the video of a
nowhere
on
in
the bed.
basically
That was the last
Tatooine and things like that. Normally that is actually a threat that prepare for battle.
Well, he wasn't stepped into the bed.
Speaking of presentations, I've recently been working with the Holland
I think he's cut out. His power's run out.
His voice modulator's playing up again. Maybe he should have become a proper mechanic instead of
On Piper showing me the dagger, I take it from her and I examine it. Is it old? Is it worn? Is it brand new? Does it have any markings on it?
It's made out of wood that's been tempered as strong as steel. And it's a Wookiee dagger, which means it's about so long.
Yeah.
So basically,
So handle like that, blade curls up and goes off to the side.
I would have a certain knowledge of swords and knives and things like that from game hunting and shit like that. Do I pick up anything particular about this? Do I have anything that I might have learnt from my family before I ended up here?
It's ceremonial and functional at the same time.
Okay, alright.
So it would be a family heirloom.
I would let Piper know that and tell her I'll do some more research as soon as I got
Is there any
downtime.
markings on it?
Yes, they're in Wookiee. Unfortunately, Piper never learned to read it.
I take a
Okay, thank you.
I take a photo with my data pad and I make notes about it so that I can do research. And if the guys are all talking, I just sit there doing research straight away. Just I don't know if I can find more information about it.
Google thing?
Sort of, except you got to pay people for that one.
What are we paying people for?
To image match.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
no, I'm just gonna.
Now, next thing,
corporations.
would I know if this is a thing I can
Nothing's
carry
free.
out with me or not?
It's longer than what's allowed under the regulations for Elrood. By probably about half the length.
Double fudge.
Though it won't be picked up on the weapons detectors because it's not made out of metal.
So how? So it's say this long, is it?
So you got a handle and then the blade curls up and goes off like that.
So could I kind of put it under a leather jacket? Is what I'm looking at.
You probably could, yes.
Yeah, if you're a Wookiee size.
Just another quick question. Are we at base?
You're back at home, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go downstairs and find Betty.
Yep. Betty's.
So are you saying it's in the shape of a koopery?
It's basically the blade is perpendicular to the handle.
I'll get a picture for you guys. I think I know what you're talking about because I've seen it before. So I'll do my.
It's a specific style of blade for the Wookiees.
Yeah, you saw it, was it, in the Revenge of the Sith, isn't it? When they were doing the attack on...
You would have seen some there, yes.
I'm going to send.
Oh no, they're extremely nasty.
Well, it's part of their martial arts style. So we have Thea go down and speak to Betty, who's at reception.
I bid her good morning, ask her how she's going.
That's picture.
She greets you and says, she's doing well. How was your trip? That's what we're talking about.
I say, it turned out better than I thought it would. Mostly thanks to your preparations for the trip, which saved us a lot of time and hassle.
Preparation fixes
you did
most
that.
things, she says.
Pardon?
Preparations fix most things, she says.
It does indeed.
That gave me some bad indigestion, which I had to miss the hunt.
She turns to you and says she never ordered seafood, she ordered rations.
Yeah, we missed the champagne.
I then say preparation is kind of a little bit of what brings me here. Piper's been left a gift by a Wookiee, which shows up on the security cameras.
She has
Did you
a-
see a Wookiee coming?
There's been no Wookiee here.
Okay, so this Wookiee was not detected at all, but this
No.
dagger did appear on Piper's bed.
Well, that is rather disturbing. I'll contact Imperial authorities at once.
I prefer you didn't at this stage, if you could.
Well, it's an anomaly. Someone has breached security.
I understand this,
apparently
but
it's embarrassment for us.
at this stage, considering that our priorities as rangers is to do the investigation first, I'd rather not go to them until I can answer some of their questions, if that's
Well,
okay.
They really like investigating things like that. Don't worry. They can
I-
get down to the bottom of it very quickly.
I assure you, Betty, I would much rather do this on my own. I'm
Excuse
new.
me. Any
and-
sort of exposure will break operational security. Do not contact them.
She says, okay,
What B1Z?
she'll just log it in the system.
Can you not log it in
No.
the system for now?
Well, it's been
Um,
reported. It's her duty of care to
Well,
actually...
technically I'm not reporting it to you. I said I'm talking about preparing. You do understand the whole preparation bit?
She understands, but she would get fired if she doesn't actually log it in the system. Even if no actions are done.
What if I said that I would take the willing for that?
She'll still get fired.
She is the secretary.
Well, unfortunately, this means, Betty, I can't tell you shit in the future. But I don't want you to get fired either.
Okay. I'm going to give this a go.
Oh, okay.
Since I'm the.
Okay. So she looks at Piper and says, so how are you going to solve this, Piper?
I have a good
You have a plan,
plan.
a cunning plan.
I have a very good cunning plan.
You happen to be called Baldric somewhere.
Yes.
Sir,
That's my
sire,
uncle.
I have a cunning plan.
Yes. This plan involves secrecy and secrecy. So Eddie, I think you need to leave this with me, and I'll find an answer to this whole thing.
Okay, what time frame do you give?
I look up the ceiling while trying to eye off everyone else in the party, see if I can get any sort of response from them. Like that, and I go,
No, don't say anything. Let her stew and sweat. It's funnier this way.
It might be your friend, the lieutenant, might be able to give more
That's
information
right.
since he's been looking for stuff. So
Yes.
you're going to consult with authorities.
Yes.
All at the moment, there's no need for her to.
No, I'm going to consult with Captain.
I thought he's a lieutenant.
Fabio.
Fabio, he's opposite Fabio.
Oh,
He's currently a
officer.
planet.
Okay, he's not a lieutenant.
Does she know that?
He doesn't know that.
I will consult.
The Imperial investigator.
No, I'm considering my boy toy. Officer Fabio would be very interested in this.
Yeah, but Officer Fabio is not part of military security.
He has a lot of knowledge in this field, and I feel this will be very valuable.
She looks up his profile and goes, I'm sorry, but he's not actually qualified for military security. He failed that test.
This is getting awkward damn quick. I'm really regretting putting more trust in Betty as she wants us to, just for her to bite us in the
No,
ass.
Betty, I think he has some background which is not recorded on this computer. So I think I need to do that. And if I feel that he doesn't come up to match and doesn't meet the expectations of this whole thing, I'm willing to go back to other means.
Yes. Well, when you're up to doing so, she recommends, if I can find the right person, is contact Lieutenant Dravis Tret.
Oh, I was just looking through all these people.
Oh,
That's
Dravis.
just made it
Lieutenant Dravis, yes.
easier.
He's, yes. If I get stuck, I will.
He deals in special investigations, which means privately and quietly.
So, if we go and consult the Lieutenant Darvis Tret, you're happy to leave this out of the system for now?
Well, he is the system.
Okay, well, we will consult with them. Please don't put anything digitally down just yet. I'd like to find out more information. You know, it would be best to do this quietly at first.
That is very quietly, she says. Publicly would be putting a post out on our public facing saying we've been broken into.
But if you put it in the system, everybody knows.
Look,
we just want Lieutenant
Betty,
Tret.
as the face of the Imperial Force recruitment, I don't think it's a good thing to put that post up. I think it'd be bad for
Wow,
the
I
future.
mean, you really suck at talking to people and convincing them to do what you want them to do.
Yes, but you get more resources if it's being logged in the system that something broke in. It obviously meant something was not done
My
right.
role for the Empire is for recruitment.
Hey, got it. B1 looks at Piper and gives her a shut the hell up gesture. Betty, there is a problem with operational security with regards to the electronic system here. Obviously, that information is being compromised due to the fact that somebody could actually sneak in. What we'd like to do is keep an confidential system so that if we can relay that information directly to a person, then they can maintain operational security without digitally storing files.
At which point Beta replies, why didn't you just say that at the start? That would have been so much easier to
Because they're
understand.
dumb meatbags. You're excused. You're a genius, but they're dumb.
That's because Piper was speaking.
Technically, I was the one who brought it to Betty, but that's only because.
Going to just you discussing meatbags.
I was just going to say that's only because the GM hasn't been dropping hints the last 5 sessions that we should be nicer and interact with Betty more often, but I won't be taking the GM's hints anymore.
He absolutely has been hinting for us to treat Betty with kindness, happiness, and respect. The GM has been showing us that Betty is an insanely capable person.
That is true.
Eddie, can you help me backtrack it to see where he actually came in so we can actually write the report properly? Because we need actually as much information as possible to put up to the report.
She doesn't have, she says she doesn't have that authority to access the system. You'd need someone from Special Investigations.
What, so we can't actually look at our camera footage?
You can look at some of it, but you can't backtrace. It's designed to stop corruption and misuse.
Right? What? So you can't review, I was only wanting to review it, I didn't want to edit it.
Oh. She can bring up files for you, but she doesn't have access to your security feeds unless there's
So basically I could view it just that you can't.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
She gets alerts, but she doesn't get camera footage.
Okay, well I'm going to review the footage and try to backtrack to work out how an 8-foot Wookiee managed to break the league.
Now, while this is happening,
So I'll see what is our assassin's computer skill.
I was going to use this the easy way of skullduggery in that.
Oh no, you're actually having to use a computer to figure out where the person.
Can you help me with this? Because I'm old-fashioned. I don't really use computers that much. That's
the smartest thing you've ever said to anyone ever.
Yeah, but since you're an expert with video footage and that, because I've seen what you did with showing the tutorial video of how not to fight Thrawn, could you help me, please?
Hey, speaking of video footage, you guys sure you don't want to see that Wookiee video?
Is that the video you bring up for them?
Oh, yes it is.
Okay, so as you're waiting there expectantly for this footage on Wookiee, you get two Wookiees appearing up on your screen, Khalid.
if he brings it up again, I'm walking outside.
Oh, it's only on Khalid's screen.
Oh, that's okay then. As long as I don't see any messages.
Very funny. Can we get the proper footage, not your four-year footage, please?
Oh, this is gross biological stuff. You guys, anyway, look, you guys need to be really careful about what you ask for. You know, that's on you, whatever. Okay, let me see what I did to do.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Can you just send that back to Pipers, please, Pete? I'm not really interested in fantasies.
V1 does not cease the feed, but he just plays, sets it on play, and then he continues to try and access the files of where the Wookiee has or has not been by using computing skills.
Okay, using your computer skills, you can determine there was a Wookiee in the location at some point. You can 100% agree on the fact that there was a Wookiee there. And somehow you have no idea how the Wookiee got in or where the Wookiee got in or how the Wookiee disabled the system. And somehow you've managed to put the there's just no trace.
Okay, all relevant information will be collated and sent to Ross's terminal.
Okay, so Ross gets a couple of files, including one mislabeled.
Yes.
Okay, so
and then says Sorgi, it appears that the information may have been corrupted either intentionally or unintentionally, though I suspect it is very much intentional.
So we have to do this the old-fashioned way of eyeballing it and looking for tracks.
Okay.
Wow, that sounds boring and lame. I'm out.
Well, since I am reasonably skilled in breaking into stuff, so I can probably going to be using that.
Okay, let me just get
Wow,
my
you're telling me that you're a
skills.
criminal? That's crazy.
No, I'm trained on how to get rid of unwanted problems.
I'm breaking
I'm going to the mess hall to see if I can pick up a cup of coffee.
I'm joining you.
Okay. So it is a skullduggery check for our assassin.
So before you are not, how long has it been since Pipers been undergoes?
Probably 4 days. So not that long. So skullduggery is cunning. So we have.
Yeah. Alright. So V1 immediately just stops whatever that.
Yeah, so
Doing.
so it's one yellow, one green for skullduggery.
Walks over to Piper and pokes Piper.
Hey, without permission.
What does he do to you?
He wants to poke me.
He pokes you with.
Well, that's what I'm worried about. He hasn't been descriptive about what he wants to poke me with yet.
Cattle prod?
It feels very jabby.
Okay, so apparently you've been given a fresh dose.
Now, would I have any reaction to say no to that?
Well, you didn't get to drink
So
it.
Mark, you get a...
So, Ross, starting from Piper's room, you can't backtrace from his room at all where the Wookiee came in. Having a look around the room, there's no obvious way the Wookiee got in here.
Do we know what the Wookiee looks like?
You saw a brief flash of fur on one of the videos before the videos were cut out.
Did the fur have any particular coloration to it?
It was shadowed fur, so you didn't actually get to see the colour.
That's a shame. Okay, cool.
So what happens to me, David?
You get poached by B1. There is also a needle involved, and you get dosed with something. You feel fucking great. I need fruitcake and drink. Sorry.
Do I feel great?
You do feel good.
I don't really feel great right now, no matter what we're taking.
You've had a fresh dose of your favourite alcohol, which you didn't get to drink.
Kind of taken all the fun out of it.
Yeah.
Right, so...
So you've investigated the computer system, and there's no traces you can find in there. You've investigated the room and found no traces there.
I'll have to have it investigate outside.
And
do we have any other sort of pressing sort of things that we're supposed to be doing right now?
you
or-
had been asked to look into multiple things.
Yeah.
Ranging from the helping with the Al Capitano bombing, the connection to the governor's office, and in connections to the governor's aide, Steph.
Lots of them we don't touch. That sounds too hard.
I'm sure there are a few other ones as well. Because that was around session 15.
Yep. It was quite a while ago.
Before you got sidetracked by the governor.
So now that I got my coffee, I'll go up to seek Hyana wherever she is, to seek guidance of where I should be focusing my energy, since Khaled, B1 and Piper are doing the Wookiee stuff.
So while you're up in the office, you find that there's only one file on a Wookiee on the system.
I'll go ahead and read through that.
It's a video about the mating rituals of Wookiees.
Yeah.
After I see this, I come. Can I see who downloaded the video?
Yes, it was uploaded from Piper's terminal.
Okay. I immediately call B1. I know better. And I just say, please be read this to the official system. I don't know why you pulled this up, but can we not?
Why? It's important. You guys want to know more about Wookiees.
This is not what we need to know about Wookiees. It is not appropriate for Sector Rangers, no matter what the context. So, I'm just going to have you refrain from looking up any sort of mating rituals of any species.
Look, you deal with the moral obligation of corrupting your best friend, and I'll deal with the computing. How does that sound?
Sounds good. Do not look up mating videos again.
Oh, sorry, just send you a couple of new files. Thank you.
If I had that needle, I probably won't feel like coffee then. So I'm just going to walk out, if I'm sure there's a front stairs that we're open to go out this building.
On the plus side,
There's a foyer, yes, where Betty works.
I just want to be outside, just next to just in front of the building on the street, and just want to deep breath and just sigh for a bit and outside. And while I'm outside, I just want to just watch the passing crowd and see if I notice anything different.
Yep. You have the smell of coffee go past you. Fresh coffee.
That's okay.
That'd be my coffee, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I'm just going. We've still got the blade somehow covered under my jacket. Don't know how it's going to work. I can see it poking through one stage, really. How sharp's the blade?
Extremely sharp.
Shit. Okay. We've got a medic, it's okay, should be fine.
The medic is B1 though.
And you left the sheath upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
Hey, anyone hasn't let anybody die or suffer.
You pulled it out of the sheath last session.
Okay. I'll go back up to the sheath, come back inside. Okay.
It's so
I
fun.
thought I had the sheath with me, so.
Off my leg.
Okay, so I'm just sitting there going,
Yeah.
now I'm thinking to myself, going, oh, Wookiee's good with electronic stuff. A Wookiee would know how to get in here. So it's sending me a message. I don't know what kind of message yet. But how can I communicate with them? I'm just trying to think to myself, like, kind of going,
Fire protocol droid.
and I'm going,
Leave a note on your bed so when they drop off something else they can pick it up.
No, so I'm just,
Crucify the effigy of a Wookiee.
so I'm just looking outside. I just want to see if anyone's noticing me standing outside, that's all.
There are quite a few people taking photos of you.
Somebody that doesn't really is looking at me but doesn't want to
And people are doing that. Because, you know, the
The
Empire wants
propagandists.
you propaganda photos.
Do I actually ask for autographs or what?
No.
No, okay. I would be my happy part of it. But I'm just looking for somebody that just looks at me but doesn't like take that kind of notice on me. So I'm looking for so I'm looking around and go, just looking around and see if, because this person's dropped this thing on the thing, she's the person, the thing, we want to know what my reaction is and want to see if I,
Okay, so you spend some time standing at the front.
I'll wait for everyone else, yeah.
Okay, so we'll check in on what is Cat Kia doing at the moment.
Well, we just got back, probably making sure that the rifle and all that is up to scratch, and probably looking into enable melee training for the Rangers.
Okay, so while you're looking up for some training videos, a new video pops up for your attention.
I will double click on the video.
Okay, you start to get a strange music playing through the speakers, and you realize you're watching Wookiee porn.
Yeah, oh my god.
I'm gonna close it, I think, and just kind of check who sent it.
It was marked for all to read on the system.
From Piper, sure.
Oh wow, that is a very interesting.
I think I'm just gonna leave it for now and delete it and move on.
You seem to be unable to delete it. It seems to be read-only access.
Oh, okay, alright. I will just no longer view it then and attempt to continue watching my training videos.
Okay, so you start watching yourself fighting Thrawn.
Yep, and taking notes and crying.
And every now and then you get a message from your car asking, would you like to go somewhere, sir?
Why are you crying?
Because of the busy
He's watching himself get his ass beat.
Training video is basically watching her own performances
Okay.
with commentary.
Oh dear.
Yep. I'm taking notes on how to correct myself, and I'll ask the car and ask if they know of any nearby training centres.
The car knows of many training centres. It has booked in a training exercise for you now, so would you like to attend?
Depends on what the training exercise is.
You didn't specify.
Okay.
But it has been booked
let
in
me
your
sort
name.
it out, and I'll let you know where we're going.
Okay. It says that 50 credits has been deducted from your account for the training exercise it booked in.
What did you just do?
You looked in your appointments, and there is a training seminar on how best to wash your car.
Oh, ow. Surely Betty helps with that.
No, they can't book that one.
Alright, how
You
soon,
have a puppy that has access to your personal account.
how soon is that one?
That one's today.
Of course.
Alright, well, if I've got time before that, then I'll try and find more information on, like, if the Rangers offer melee training courses, or if there's something similar.
Question. Wouldn't Betty be the person to book that for us?
Normally, yes.
Is it? Probably that this is personal.
Okay, alright. Fair enough.
Okay, you start looking up, and everything under training says speak to Betty.
Yeah.
If this is between a man and his car.
Okay. I guess I will admit the meeting and go talk to Betty.
Okay. As you walk down, you notice Betty's packing up her station.
Aw.
Are you done for the day, Betty?
Oh no, she's had to resign, she says.
What?
Why?
Oh, she broke protocol.
But we're gonna go
Wow.
talk to what's-his-face so that she doesn't have to resign.
Well, she said she didn't have a choice.
Yeah, but I said just leave it and we will go talk to Lieutenant Darvis Threat. Which is why I've gone up to see Kayana.
While you're somewhere else, this is Kadkia coming down talking to Betty.
Okay.
So
Did
you're
Betty
not there at the time.
Take in that I said to her I was going to go,
She did take that in.
but she's still resigned?
She's got orders.
Okay. Alright. That's just...
That's fair enough.
we haven't had a chance to do anything about it yet.
No, so, well, she did tell us 3 or 4 times. So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
and I
she,
said-
she's basically gone against the order she was given, which means she's...
But I did communicate to her that we just go directly to him so that she didn't have to report it.
I understand.
So she still has to resign because of that?
See if that'll get
She
closer.
doesn't have to do anything, it's what she chooses to do.
She's very sticker to the so.
Okay, this seems very abrupt and over thingy, but sure, I guess I can't do anything about that.
Keep in mind that this is also the most efficient personal assistant anybody has ever seen ever.
Yeah, but I don't get what's if we're saying we're going to report it in person, why she can't wait for us to report it in person and then come back?
Because she doesn't run by your rules or anybody else's rules, she runs by her own rules.
But she said we had to report it to them. What's the difference between reporting it in person versus online, aside from a few minutes?
She never said that she did, that she reported anything. It was her personal rules saying that she didn't follow protocol and as such she has to resign. She didn't tell you the consequences of the actions of her not reporting it. She just said that she wouldn't.
She agreed that you would do things the way you wanted them done, but she didn't say what would happen.
Yeah.
I just said it would be best for us to do it in person. I didn't say not to report it at all.
Yeah, but her protocol and rules say that she is supposed to report it regardless of what we say or do or what our opinion is. She chose to follow our request, and as such, the consequences of following our request is that she deems that she has to resign. Guys, try offering her a job.
Well, it's only there with
I'm
Kadkia
not
at the
there right
moment.
now, so I don't know that she's resigned. I'm still trying to talk to Rihanna about it.
That's why I'm not offering her a job.
Okay. So yes, what do you say, Stefan?
I was trying to ask her why she was packing up and what was going on.
So she says, unfortunately, she's had to resign for breaking protocol.
Oh, I didn't see you as a rule breaker, Betty.
She's not. She's normally not. She says.
I'm impressed. What was it this time?
Failure to report incident of security breach.
Oh. Okay. And who do you report to?
She reports into the system.
Right, and is that like our sector ranger head cheese that is your boss, or?
Oh no, Imperial Command is her boss.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry to see that you have to go. I mean, is there no way we can, I don't know, convince you to stay? Like,
If Imperial Command deems that her breach of protocol was acceptable, then she can return. But she says, unfortunately, the guidelines are clear.
are you heading there now?
Yes, she's actually heading there now.
Look, why don't we just take my car and we'll go talk to them together?
If that's what you wish, sir.
Sure, let's do that. I'll call up Vex and let Vex know we're having a slight change of plans in order to help Betty.
Vex says he has booked you in tomorrow for the same training session that only costs you 5 credits to move it.
That's fine. Like, he can do what he wants at this point.
Okay. So yes, your car pulls up with fanfare and music.
Do I see that as well?
I don't remember adding that option.
Hey.
Your car has access to your account. It can order whatever it wants.
And B1 will definitely enable any sort of additions if the parts are required.
So not only does it come up loudly and everyone notices, but you do hear the soundtrack music approaching as it's coming around the corner.
Oh no. Okay.
I'm very impressed. If it stops in front of me, can I say hi?
It greets you as the lovely Piper, emblem of the Empire.
Oh, thank you. Why are you? Are you on a? Do you have to go somewhere?
It's on a secret mission to take Kaikia somewhere.
Oh, secret is it?
Check it out, we've got Star Wars Thomas the Tank Engine over here.
Okay. Anything we should be worried about, or was it common
So does that make
practice?
Kaki the fat controller?
Well, at this stage, Kaikia steps out the front doors.
Thomas.
Where are you going, Keki?
I'm taking Betty to the Empire headquarters
Why?
because apparently our mistakes got her fired, and I don't think that's fair.
Oh, I feel real guilty right now.
Martin, when I was having a quick look outside, I couldn't work out how the Wookiee got in.
Having a look outside, I will give you another skullduggery check.
Yep.
Okay, so you do manage to think you figured out how it got in, though it does cost you 4 strain.
Yep.
As you sort of electrify yourself on some of the wiring near the front, the entrance gate to the underground parking. You find some Wookiee fur in the access panel.
Okay, cool. At least we now know our injury point. So now we can go back to.
And then you see the car lids, Catki's car come past you and start booming some music as it hits the street.
Okay, well, I'm going up because need to speak to Betty so we can actually call out this report. It needs to be formal because I've done my preliminaries and worked out where the most likely the injury is, so we need an expert to do the rest of the stuff.
Okay, so coming around the front, following the car, you see Kia and Khalid and I'm getting all the names confused at the moment today. I'm having one of those days.
Yep.
So Kia and Betty heading towards Kia's nice talking car.
Betty, aren't you going to help me with the report that we have to fill? I've just done the preliminary so we can actually update the report.
She says she's going to Imperial HQ with Kia.
Yeah, but don't we have to fill in the report?
She says she believes that you were handling that with Theo.
Yeah,
Because
but
you
don't
would
we need to fill in the report so the Imperial.
Because you had asked her not to fill out any reports.
I didn't ask her. I'm saying that well we need.
Just
still
said
need-
give us some time to get more information.
Which was not fill out any reports.
B1 pipes in over the con. No, she's right. That's what I asked her to do.
So I'm going. So.
B1 also pulls up the footage and replays exactly what was said.
Okay. I think there's been a. We kind of didn't say the right thing there, Betty. I think we need to fix this up for good so you don't. We don't want you to go.
Well, remember I did actually state that we need to find out, do a quick investigation so we can actually fill out the report.
Yeah.
Well, that was my point too. They're going to go, oh, someone came in. How did they come in? It's better if we figure that
I've
out.
already found the entry point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my expertise is not as good as this person.
Betty says it's not her expertise to find out, it's her job to follow the rules she's been given.
Yes, but to fill out the report, don't you actually need as much information as possible first?
She generally requests the special investigator.
Yeah.
B1, let's say again.
I pick up that. Okay, Betty. In that case, can you organise an appointment so the Asher can actually have a face-to-face
Which I'm upstairs trying to organise with Kayana because she's the Ranger Chief.
Okay, so going back to upstairs and with Kayana and Thea in their meeting.
Yep.
It's basically we need to get to this Lieutenant Tret so that we can report what's happening, and she's our chief, so I gather we do that through her.
Well, I suggest a face-to-face due to the fact that this person's hacked into our system.
Though, Ross, at this stage, you're at the front and they're upstairs.
Oh, okay, hold on.
They never went out the front to... Those two were
This
upstairs
is all
in the
happening
office
before
at the
I
same
can
time.
even spend 3 or 4 minutes just catching Kayana up and going, you know, we need to figure out what the proper protocol for doing this is. Betty says that we file it through these people. Do we do that before we investigate? Do you want us to investigate while you go and do that? Etc, etc. I'm new to the job. I don't know how this stuff works. I've asked for like 3 minutes and she's resigned.
I tried to calm down. Like.
Well, I don't know she's resigned yet.
Not yet.
I'm
no.
just.
Yeah, we don't know she's resigned. So I will say, let me consult the guidelines under the way that we are supposed to report as much as possible. Who else is aware of this breach?
I think we all are. I'm just not sure whether or not we need to give more information when Betty puts it through to Lieutenant Tret. That's his name, I'm pretty sure. Or whether or not we just initially go to Lieutenant Tret so that he can tell us to investigate further and then investigate further.
Okay, I will do a comms to everybody to give me a report update on the security breach so that I can get caught up on everything.
Okay.
Everyone talks to you at the same time.
I know, just like.
So yes, while you're doing that, you come across the security protocols for the Ranger office.
Yep.
And it does list on there that security breaches are to be reported immediately so they can be investigated before the evidence might be tampered with.
Okay. So I'll ask. I guess I'll try to talk to Betty, see if I can get her at her desk.
Her desk has got a recorded message saying currently offline pending criminal investigations.
Okay. I call to, I guess, to whoever can update me that Betty has resigned.
Quite a few people seem to get back.
Martin.
Yep.
B1 begins a very engaging conversation privately with the car
Yep.
in order to distract him as much as possible so that he doesn't actually do anything and won't do anything either.
As long as you're talking to him, the car gives you its full attention.
Cool. He asks him about general car facts and tips and tricks for looking after cars, and he completely ignores him.
Very nice. So I will calm to whoever is with Betty.
Yep.
So I guess I'm informed that that's Kakia and Khalid. So I will say Betty is right in that we have to follow these protocols. Let us all go with her to Imperial Command to report this issue. We need to lock down the office and kind of have everything quarantined and
Perhaps-
nobody's in or out.
Someone should stay here to keep watch on the place since it's been locked down. I volunteer
Yeah.
to do that.
So
Anyone?
right now we are
Okay.
quarantined. Everybody who is outside is outside. Everybody who is inside is inside.
I will just be on guard.
Okay.
Every door closes.
Well, now before that, since the entry is in the garage section, I believe the car needs to be put back in the garage due to the fact that it may have footage of the culprit.
Button.
Yep.
Every door closes.
Okay.
Can Kayana get out since she's the chief?
Apparently, the door to the Kayana's office closes with you in it. Both of you in it. And
Security lockdown protocol initiated.
unfortunately, no comms are in or out.
Fuck's
Okay.
sake.
Well, that's the end.
Well, if I'm with Ross and Betty, who else outside? Just us three?
You three, yes.
Okay, well,
I've got us three and Stefan's character too.
Mhm.
I do
you've
suggest.
got your organizer there. Can you book us a meeting with the lieutenant, please?
I do that.
Betty says her access is currently offline.
Okay. Can you advise who's bloody good with computers? Because I suck at damn things.
She believes that your droid is very good with computers, though she can't seem to see him anyway.
Oh yeah, the conversation with the cast dogs.
Okay, that was my backup option. Can I try to? Because I know that I'm supposed to speak to Davis Trent. Can I try to contact Davis Trent?
Okay, yes. He comes up on your list of people and he says, "Who's this?
This is Piper Rhetoric.
Piper who?
Ranger? Oh no, you're not a ranger.
I'm a associate of the. I explained Kiana and I said,
Consultant.
Consultant. We've had a security issue that I need to bring to your attention. Can we come and visit you?
Stay right where you are. I will come to you. Where are you located?
I explained outside the front of the place. I said, we'll wait at the front here.
We'll be there in about 5 minutes.
So I'm going to try to do the right thing here because I feel like yeah. Okay. I can't talk to anyone inside, so I assume that I just explained to the people outside, and Betty said, I've got the Lieutenant Barabbas coming right now. I'll explain the situation, how that we didn't realise the proper protocol, and it's none of your fault, Betty. I said, we should have known better, and I should have listened to you more thoroughly. So I'm trying to smooth this over as much as I can when it turns out.
So, as you're waiting, you hear a sound of a shuttle come overhead and land in the street.
Yeah, I'm expecting this. So I'm expecting worst case scenario here. So, okay.
It's quite a big shuttle for the street.
Yep, that's understandable. I'm trying to. Yep, this is going to be expected. I'm going to do the right thing here. Yep.
And then the ramp lowers, and you see 10 stormtroopers and a guy in military uniform come out.
I introduce myself to the officer. I'm the one who called this in.
Do you have your ID there, sir?
I do have an ID, don't I? I don't have an Imperial ID, do I?
Kadki's with you, isn't she?
Thank you.
And so's Khalid.
Yeah, I'm the consultant as discussed on the phone.
I'm just verifying IDs first.
Oh, okay.
He scans your ID thing. Yeah, it all seems to be in order. So continue.
We've just arrived back from a mission with the governor. I've moved into my room, and this was on my bed. And we don't know how it got
Someone's left a message for you, obviously, there.
Yeah.
Do you know what sort of message it is?
I don't, because I'm not really accustomed to Wookiees. Kind of.
Would you like this investigated for you?
I'd like to report it because unfortunately, and I point to Betty how we were going to try and investigate it. I didn't realise that she had to report it straight away. It's not her fault. We stayed.
Oh yes, when we assign the replicant administrators to jobs like that, they very difficult at not following protocol.
Yes, and I do apologise. I don't want to. And I said,
Half the time they shut down and don't respond again.
I would like her to still be around here. I don't want this to be a bad record on her name. We were misinformed of the process.
Or do you want a memory wipe just in case?
No, thanks.
Sounds like
No,
bloody
thank you.
Comcare.
But I don't want her to be in trouble because I think she feels very good. Yeah.
Basically, we wanted to get as much information for you. We have located the entry point before we wanted to fill in the report for you.
Okay, so does that mean that you've investigated this yourself?
No, we just wanted to give some more information for you.
Okay, I will.
It's just that the intruder happens to be fairly skillful.
Okay, can you take me to the locations you have checked? Sir?
Yes, I show it where I found the Wookiee fur. I haven't touched it. Beware, it is electrified.
Since you're taking the lieutenant in, does that mean that we're off lockdown?
No.
No, because
Authorize the lockdown to be turned off. Because it's currently now under Imperial investigation.
Yeah, people just assume he's going to be able to figure out how to he's completely ignoring it now.
Okay, he's had a look at the entry point and he says unfortunately he can't determine much more than this was the entry point. Too much has happened since then, and if he had been able to figure out how it was opened in the first place, it might have helped. But he can confirm this was where the whoever it is had gained entry. He can't guarantee if the hairs were planted.
And maybe I'm doing an assumption here. I speak as the officer, or lieutenant. Based on this is a Wookiee weapon, would that be a safe assumption or not?
Not necessarily. No.
Now, the only thing I'm not sure, and I know about Wookiees. I don't know a lot about Wookiees. I'm quite honest with the whole thing.
Not many people do, considering they are a slave species.
Yeah. I showed the.
Other than you pissed some off a couple of days ago.
So you've insulted some recently.
I might have thought my Wookiee language expertise was better than I thought it was.
Have many people touched the blade?
Only myself and B1s now.
So if you'd like, I can have it sent for further investigations.
Yes, and I do show the inscription that's on the bottom, and I say, I'm not sure what that means, and I said, I'm not sure if this is a threat or what yet, so I'd like to know a bit more about it, because if they're threatening me, they're threatening all my friends.
Oh, I have some very intelligent droids that are good at detecting and investigating these things.
Yeah, it's good to see intelligent droids. Someone's outside, I can't hear me. It's okay.
So if you'd like to put that in an evidence bag, we will...
Yep, as long as they have one handy.
He has plenty handy.
Is it okay for me to be point of contact from our side on this one?
Not really, because you're only a consultant.
No, I thought I'll ask the question. You don't know if I don't ask the question. I assume our gracious leader would be that one. I don't know what his name, but yeah.
Is Kayana.
I assume that Kayana would get the report when that's finished. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
He plugs into the system there and brings your place off lockdown.
Okay. Okay.
I will try to call to whoever's available and say status report.
Kiana, Lieutenant Davis Treacher's outside. He's doing a formal investigation into this matter. If you'd like to come outside, you certainly can, and have a more further discussion.
Alright, I'll go ahead and head outside, and I'll invite David to join me. So,
has anyone opened the doors yet?
Yes.
he did.
Okay, sorry.
So I'll go ahead, go outside, greet Lieutenant David Darvis, and try to ask what further that he'll need from us to follow up with this.
Well, first he will be checking through Betty's memories of events.
Okay.
At this point, you sort of refer to, you sort of have an idea that Betty looks human, but isn't.
I've worked it out.
Okay.
In the conversation, yeah.
Picking up that she is a replicant. I asked him.
Android.
Is it possible that her memory could have been wiped prior by somebody who is not Imperial?
Quite possibly, because she is deeply connected to your system.
Okay.
She is designed to anticipate your needs.
B1 immediately, as soon as the doors open, B1 runs to Betty and starts examining her with absolute intensity. It's almost like he's drooling.
Okay, Denda.
Okay, so she has the equivalent of human skin and sensation.
Wow,
Is
this would make an excellent addition to my collection.
but is basically not aging.
Betty, I need your skin.
That is a really weird point to walk back into the room on.
This is the first time we met a replicant before. Yeah.
Look at all these
They are not
parts.
very common.
I had no idea.
So scanning, basically, she is only came online last year, so she is fairly new.
Wow,
And it would be ridiculously
I
expensive.
want nothing. Yeah.
He checks her systems
Yeah,
and
but
says,
why worry about the expense when the parts are right here?
So I've just saved her from
Okay,
the fire, and then
Wild
we're gonna-
Bill.
he says all the security protocols are in place, though he does recommend asking Betty if you want any clarification on protocols. She has them all listed in her.
In time, Betty, I would like to know a bit more about your protocols so we don't go into the situation again. Would you mind spending some time with me trying to teach me some of the stuff so I don't want to get you into this situation again?
You see basically that the next 10 years of your you're booked out for 4 hours a day.
Okay, let's just go with whatever you say next time in the first place. So, gotcha. Yeah. So, okay, I feel that I've tried to mend the wrong, and I'll if you don't need me more, I will settle back into the building unless you need me for anything else. But,
Well, he's still got to examine the area.
okay, well I'll take him up tomorrow. So.
Okay. He brings in a sensor suite with him.
Shit. I realise what I've just done. Okay, I've done.
Okay.
Don't we have a whole bunch of illegal weapons hidden away?
No, Mark's got something special in that room. But yeah.
Yeah, which is stuffed under the bed and hasn't told anybody about.
Okay.
Yeah, don't care about that. Don't we have a whole bunch of illegal weapons
Oh, no.
smuggled away?
No,
No, they're actually in the armory.
We have all illegal weapons now.
Okay. He does a good sensor sweep of the room, and he tells you, well, it's a room. And he says, but it seems they might have had something come in here and then his sensor system malfunctions and shorts out.
Raspberry and hazelnut dark chocolate if you would like some.
Oh, let's say no to that one. Thank you. Cool. I'm just trying to stay calm and collective.
And he was about 8 foot away from your book when he put it out.
100%. I've had my alcohol recently, so I feel that I'm quite calm and collective. If I didn't have alcohol, I'll be sweating like a pig right now. So, okay, thank you. Yes, I'm going to, yes. Quieter, if you don't need me, I'm just going to go back to the mess hall and grab a cup of coffee. I think it's been
Says, I think we're done here. It didn't show up anything unusual, and the sensor's down, so he'll just assume that there was some sort of glitch. The computer system doesn't show the break-in. Whoever did it was obviously very skilled.
Okay, well,
he'll arrange some extra surveillance on the building.
Thank you.
I think Lieutenant Darvis might walk him out, and I say if we notice anything else peculiar, we'll be sure to notify him right away.
Should we mention about Betty, Lieutenant?
I did before.
Okay.
That was the first thing I asked.
And immediately runs back to the computer system and starts googling the schematics of the replicants.
There are none on file.
That's corporate secrets. You're gonna have fun trying to break into that.
I do ask Betty.
Oh well, guess I have to do it the old-fashioned way.
I do ask Betty if she requires anything else for a report to make sure it goes through properly. So, but if she doesn't, then I'll sit. I'm going to the mess hall, have a coffee, and sit and go. Well, that was an exciting morning to myself.
She says the lieutenant has advised her that things have been sorted out.
So, with my team, I'll go ahead and say, so what did we learn today, everybody?
And also explain why you've always seen Betty standing at the desk.
I think we have to trust Betty. And
There's Wookiee ninjas.
no, look, as the lieutenant said, yes, it might look like a Wookiee, but it might not be a Wookiee.
Betty is a fully functional machine that is capable of producing incredible results, but is also programmed to obey a base set of rules that could betray us.
No, I think that.
Not inaccurate.
No, not accurate, but I think
Follow protocol. There
And
are.
also can potentially have her software overwritten.
Please remember to report and follow
Why
protocol.
do I got an image of B1 basically salivating over that?
I do whisper in China's ear, and we don't leave B1 by the replicant.
Look at all those parts. I wonder what the processing capacity out there is.
All than yours.
You have a feeling that even with all your droid brains, you don't come up to par.
Wow. Can't wait to delete her personality and upload myself to her chassis.
I do ask Betty, ask a few questions like, do you need food or anything like that, Betty, at all, to eat and sleep at all? I don't know, I've never met a replicant before.
Wow, you guys heard that, you never asked me.
That's because you got a nuclear power plant stuck in
It's
you,
about
you know?
personality,
Wow,
B1.
this is ridiculous. It's not nuclear, it's just a constitution
It's
core.
about personality, B1. She has one, you don't.
This is she doesn't think of herself as a replicant.
No, and I do apologise for all the mess this morning. I really feel a bit upset by what would happen, but I hope we can work together better in the future. So anyway,
She agrees.
would you like a cup of coffee, I ask her?
She doesn't mind coffee.
Okay, I'll go get her a cup of coffee.
So
And I give B1 the look.
nice.
On the way back, I look at B1 and give him the look of, don't you go near her.
Yo, what the hell?
I think you just broke B1. You made him really jealous now.
She won't feel a thing.
You know the picture of the emblem for our clan that you sent us?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't show up when you try to open it because it's black on a black background.
I'm sorry.
And I've tried like 50 filters, and with this one I can see a faint outline of it.
I noticed that unfortunately after I sent it.
So possibly, maybe later, obviously not urgently, maybe we could get a...
Yeah,
actually no, I'll screenshot the one that I can see. Forget.
Yeah, that one just inverts it, so it's white on black.
So I'm going to, well, while I'm there, I'm just going to ask anyone else wants a coffee, and I'll go make coffees. I'm not making alcohol. I'm making
Okay, do we have a forensic
Yeah, I
copy?
love a coffee.
No, you actually have access to the Imperial Forensic Facility,
Okay.
where they have trained experts going off and doing analysis.
Okay, so with the fur, we can probably get it identified to say if it's is a Wookiee.
You can let Lieutenant Sandemo know. He's your criminal investigations liaison, who has access to all the labs.
Yeah.
You're a Wookiee, Harry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you give him a call?
So, do you actually want to identify who this Wookiee is?
And I said, oh, are we?
Or if it actually is a Wookiee, not one of those other 8-foot-tall furry things
Can
that
I
one of
wanna
them
go-
looks like an insect
I want
base?
to grab everyone in the room but Betty. Let Betty out to her thing. I want to grab in the room, close the door. Okay. I want to know before the Lieutenant does who this person is. Now, I think I don't know if this person's a friend, enemy, or what yet. But if it's an enemy of the Empire, we've just we might have lost a friend in the future. So I think we need to do our research, but we also need to make sure we do our work too. I look at Kayana and go, unless you've got other thoughts on this.
Sorry, that's just me doing a one I can see.
The only issue I've got is the way that they did it. Sneaking in while you're not there and just dumping it on your bed. A lot of the time, that is actually more of a warning than a we're friends.
Yeah, look, honestly, I did kind of ruin the.
May I suggest that you can potentially investigate Wookiee psychology?
Maybe I should not talk to Wookiees in the near future for a while. I think we need to let the heat go away. I think I might have caused a bit too much problems on the previous planet. Yes, also probably the factor that we were somebody in a ship was chased by some Wookiees, I believe, as well. Is that right, B1?
I would have that probably is. So, like, wherever we go, we need to be on the lookout for Wookiees, reported Wookiees, anything of that nature, because they're very heavily against Imperial, and there is a lot of growing Imperial influence, along with we work for the Empire, so we're probably on their kill list.
And you've noted.
Only one of us owned a Wookiee slave.
Look, okay, yes, it's all pointing towards me. I won't deny that, but I think this person could be a friend of us, not an enemy, and could also be, unfortunately, could be an enemy of the Empire. So I'd like to make sure we keep our friends close in some way, if it makes sense.
And on the system, there is a update to the Wookiee in the library that Wookiees are now free Wookiees are now worth 500 credits for capture.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, that's the foundation.
Wow. What?
It seems to be an Imperial update based on a revolt that happened on Kashyyyk.
Can I say something to everyone? Why does trouble seem to follow me? I'm just wondering, is there anything I'm doing?
Your middle name. Well, it's actually
Everything I touch at the moment seems to cause more issues.
I think it's less that trouble seems to follow you, and more of that age-old, the less interesting you want your life, the more interesting it becomes.
Yes. Okay.
Actually, I'm sure there is a...
Actually, most of the time it's because I pointed toward you.
Yeah, look, I'm fully aware of that, and I remember that from my youth, but it was like, this is getting a bit more than we need a bit of less heat at the moment, I think, as overall. As a team, we are a team, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah, so
family. We are more than a team.
We are family. But I think we need to get a bit less heat off us in some way, because at the moment we seem to be, we go from one fire to a frying pan and back to a fire again. That's my Lord of the Rings reference there, thank you.
Well,
but
I put it to you then that perhaps maybe we should start focusing on the things that Thrawn has set us as a ranger group.
Yep.
Perhaps maybe we can keep our heads down and get some of that done.
I think so. And let's try.
avoid anything that happens to be 8 foot tall and furry.
And
that goes without saying.
And if I say something, ignore it and go the other way as well.
No, we're not going to ignore you, but
we
might run in the other direction.
Family is a biological construct. It is kind of rude to say for throwing, right?
True, but like also we've got to make. I honestly think Betty's a good resource for us. We just got to use it better. I think so. I think we learn. I think yeah.
Oh yeah, use the anatomy machine. Wow.
Well, I whisper. I mumble to myself about being better than somebody else in the room, but anyway, yeah. Anyway, I think. Okay,
Right,
so
I found those things that we had to do, and now I've lost them again.
so I'll go to Kanye and just go. Okay, so what's on our hit list to do?
I'm just trying to find them again.
Okay,
I really need to
well,
get like stickers.
Okay, so
Well, someone's looking it up.
I got it.
You got it?
Awesome. Oh, I found it.
Yes, I have. We need to get trying to figure out the detailed report. Oh no, we have the detailed report to the El Capitano bombing. The leads have led back to the governor's office, and we can't prove if it was the governor or the aide. We need full proof of who was the leader of the bombing. The second thing is that there is a rebellious insurgent, a Celestian, that has crashed recently. We
Leaf on the
have
wind.
to figure out what happened to him. But
He's now off world.
yeah, we as a party know that he's on the world.
What we decided was we needed to access flight data to get the Illithorian pilot's name so he can be a witness to the Celestian escaping.
Yes.
Did I say any of that right?
Oh, you did very well.
Very
Yeah,
well.
you got that right. The other thing is that the other governor's aide recently committed suicide, but it was very much murder.
Why do you keep bringing that up?
The lieutenant
Why?
wants info on who is responsible for said murder.
And
I believe we as a party know who is responsible, but that is on our to-do list.
yeah, because Thrawn specifically reassigned it off San Demo and onto us.
Oh.
We think because he's sticking his finger up in our face and going, haha, sucked in, see if you can get out of that.
The next thing that we had is that there was a death of a Rhodanian data analyst. He is
Our disabled friend?
he's gone missing. He had downloaded Imperial records that have been deleted. I believe they want us to figure out what happened to said records.
Yeah, and also what records, because they don't know what he got.
Yeah, they don't know what he has. And then we have an unofficial thing from Thrawn. He wants us to look into something called a book that might be 10 to 15,000 years old
That'll be in a museum.
to add to his art collection.
Ah, look. Yeah, look.
The one that Piper doesn't have.
Yeah. So that is our list of impossible tasks.
We all know you guys don't know that yet, but yes, yeah.
Okay.
I think we talked about something somewhere because I've got me going off and talking to you privately in a corner.
Did I?
But nothing specific was mentioned,
No.
but enough is unsaid but understood.
Yes.
And then you get a alert for Kayana from Lieutenant San Demo.
Okay. I'll send for the
Okay, apparently he's done some preliminary investigations into the evidence brought into him
okay.
on the person who broke into your facility.
I mean, Davis don't know.
Darwin basically gives it to the other
Ah,
guy.
okay, gotcha. Okay.
One guy looks after the criminal investigations and one guy actually
Sounds
has...
like a pure project, IT project, yeah. Yeah.
So they each have their specialties.
Oh, that's fine.
And he has this detailed breakdown of the fact that the Wookiee hair comes from a male Wookiee in excess of 500 years of age,
Okay.
which is quite unusual.
Okay.
And apparently the hairs themselves are fairly living enough to have been taken from the actual person, so not planted, unless the person had intentionally left it there.
Okay.
So they can tell that it came from a live Wookiee in the last day.
Is he doing this prior video aspect?
I know it's all in a rather detailed report.
How long do the Wookiees live for?
Normally they die by disease, combat, or accident about 400 years of age.
So this person, this Wookiee is like teenager to young
Well,
adult.
he would basically be an elderly Wookiee.
Okay.
And they have no record on file of his DNA.
Okay.
As in, he hasn't been enslaved yet.
So he hasn't been enslaved, nor is he on the bounty hunter list.
No. Neither.
Was there any mention of anything read on the weapon, or is it definitely that?
The weapon hasn't gone to analysis
Okay,
yet.
cool. No, cool.
That's Wookiee here was given priority.
No, that's okay. Okay. So we're either being planted with Wookiee, or we have met a unusual Wookiee.
500-year-old one?
Is anyone else?
I thought it was 100 years.
Oh, sorry,
No,
100.
sorry, I said 500 actually.
Pain brain.
Oh, 500.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I was right? 500? Yeah.
You were right.
So,
Pain brain works occasionally.
Okay, so yeah, I misheard that. I thought you said 100. So I thought it was
Yeah, same.
It was an elderly Wookiee at 500.
Okay,
Size
so,
of you.
So Sandemo identified that.
yeah, he's the criminal investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The forensic
yeah.
guy.
We don't know that much about Wookiee culture to know if this was a gift or a threat, do we?
Not yet. And currently, his entry does say he is now got his team investigating the weapon left on the scene.
Okay, I think we send Sandino and have him contact me as soon as he was subject.
You get an acknowledgement back from him saying he'll do so.
Anything else worn out by Wookiees at the moment?
It's interesting that this is a Wookiee that's 500 years old and hasn't been enslaved. It's weird.
Smart Wookiee.
Yeah. So it's definitely somebody who's very capable and knows what they're doing.
well, been sneaking around for at least 500 odd years.
B1,
What?
how old was my person I knew as Warren? How old were they when I was a kid?
I don't know.
Sorry, it's
You did-
upside
The
down.
way that you sounded it sounded like it was about the same time as you.
No, I got one because it was hurting too much.
So,
Does B1 know one?
What was the question? Sorry.
what was the age of the Wookiee formerly known as Warren?
The Wookiee formerly known as Warren was about 50 years old.
Okay, so we're not looking at the
At the
same. We're not looking at two, like, chalk and cheese.
Yeah, it's definitely not Warren, dude.
So it was a child Wookiee that was that you named Warren.
Did you get any sort of and I expect you to do this, would you have got any sort of fur analysis of the Wookiee formerly known as Warren and see if that would have matched up to what we got out of this Wookiee?
I was specifically instructed to take medical care of you and not anyone or anything else that isn't a family member.
No, that's fine. I just thought I'd ask a
Yeah, but
question.
you also have some slight hobbies which
Yeah, I was
you
thinking
may indulge in.
I thought you might have done a slight
Yeah,
hobby.
generally nothing to do with biological. You guys are weird.
Okay, cool. I just thought I'd ask because I'm just. So we have I'm looking for a Wookiee. This is another Wookiee. I've upset a lot of Wookiees.
And we're going to blame it on the Wookiee.
Yeah. I think I've heard that song before in a tavern. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Look, I think we just need to wait till we get some more information, I think, but I think, let's do what we have to do, and move forward, I think, so, yeah.
B1, how could it be sewing arms back together? Back on, I should say.
I mean, I'm very medically capable. If it's possible, I can probably do it with enough equipment.
Yeah. Just, if Piper continues looking into Wookiees, I think her arms are going to get ripped off.
Oh, no, in that case, we need to talk about Ken versus Will.
Look, no, well, let's just get off Wookiees for the time being, and that if Wookiees come up, I'm going to make sure we don't crash.
Speaking of getting off Wookiees, would you like the second installment of that video?
I knew he was going to go there. Why did I know he was going to go there? Oh.
You had to do it, Mark.
So on your screen comes on. Click here for video number 2.
Oh, the jokes just write themselves.
And I'm sitting there going, oh, I can't not miss
And you can see your ID is logged as the downloader.
Is that the Wookiees Gone Wild series?
Yeah, no, actually I have the bloopers as well, and what it talks about is how to clean up fur.
Am I going to have to install a filter on the internet?
Oh, like that's
Please,
gonna stop me.
please.
I feel like this would be
there's
the
so
number
many
one thing I
jokes
asked
right
Betty
here.
to do
I'm
for
gonna let it
tomorrow.
I'm going to leave
Oh no, not her!
Yeah, leave the jokes.
It's okay. A new video pops up on Piper's thing.
Yes, I look because I know how to do it.
Okay, it is not about Wookiees.
No, it's not. That's gone bad.
Eskimorians.
Well done, Ross.
Wow.
And also, something I never, ever want to see.
It's from the Hut series.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. I go towards the toilet and I start throwing up in the toilet. I was like, that's enough. There's so much I will take.
Yeah, even B1 visibly gags, even though he doesn't have the ability to gag. Which coincidentally, also, Huts don't have the ability to gag either. As you now know.
I was gonna say, as we learned
As you will learn in the video. And Piper notices that she's been subscribed to the channel.
Oh, shit.
Who hates you? What did you do for them to hate you this much?
It's a certain droid. What do you expect?
Okay,
He-
fair enough.
I'm sure it was an accident.
Record the conversation that Piper had with the Wookiees.
I go to Kiana. I want all my computer access revoked right now.
Well, it was over my comms, Khaled, so probably?
I go to Kiana.
Find out exactly what
I asked Betty to revoke all my
It sounded like
internet
you wanted
access.
to started a clan war against them.
Possibly, he insulted them. She insulted them. I am still taking courses in Wookiee though to figure it out.
You bring up the recording and put it in the system. You can set it to try to
Translate?
decode for you, or you can ask some of the Imperials to send over a protocol droid.
Oh, great. I can see the message. Spine faces low.
I will let Kiana decide that since she's our glorious leader.
I understand if Kiana wants to revoke all my access to certain components of the Imperial web.
No, whether or not we want to translate the comms discussion you had with the Wookiees that I've got.
Piper's internet access, I'm just going to put a filter on the whole building's internet access.
Well, when you're looking at it, you notice that Piper's already been flagged for follow-up.
Okay. And then for the Wookiee conversation, if we do have it recorded, I would see if we have the capability to do so here. If not, I would request for a protocol droid.
Okay, you have the capacity to do it over time here. It'll probably take you a couple of weeks.
We'll do that.
Or you could have a protocol droid do it in a couple of hours.
Yeah, we'll do that here in a couple. We'll do that here instead, because I would like to have as few people to know about this as possible.
Okay. Cool. I see that Betty has started downloading Wookiee translation files.
Thank you, Betty. I've already handled topics. I just want to get out of this building right now.
Okay.
Wish there were steps. I could just sit at the front. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Betty, get your
Go,
folding chair.
Gambling with Caitlin.
Oh, see, and I look at. So you want me to go from causing harm to go to gamble and then get into fight?
And as you sit down out front, there's a car there that talks to you.
Oh, I'll talk to the car at the moment. So, are you enjoying your new role? I'll just walk outside because I don't need to be I feel I've had too much stuff in this building at once.
The car is more than happy to talk to you because it apparently has been left here for a little while.
Sorry about it. It's a bit of a mess we had at the front here. I do apologise for that. We should be on our way out soon. The rest of the team are just sorting out things. So, hey, you've got used to. Is that master? Is the master or not? Do I classify Stefan's character as its master or not?
Oh, sure. Master Kakia requested that I come here, and I'm waiting for Master Kakia.
Hey, are you finding you are fulfilling Master Kakia's request at the moment properly?
Well, he asked for training, and I put him training.
Yes. I would make sure you would possibly make sure there's put some additional training there because I feel he needs to really improve to a certain level.
Additional training requested has been lined up, sir.
You've doing a very well good job here.
B1 observes this conversation and then later on attempts to clarify the exact intent behind the training and the content of training that is to be provided.
Okay.
And I just say, you don't mind if I sit in the car waiting with everyone else?
It opens the door for you.
Okay, I'll sit in the car waiting.
And you hear Wookiee music playing over the speakers.
This music kit you chosen, any reason why?
Conversation with B1, sir.
Really? Okay. Okay.
Said Wookiees Rock.
Yes.
So playing Wookiees Rock for you, sir.
I'm at the stage where I just don't give a shit anymore. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll sit back and go.
I imagine they'd be great drummers.
It's more that I'm just...
And great vocals too, they can really do thrash.
I'm determined between Betty and B1 at the moment. I've got a bit of a kind of going, who's the better at the two at the moment, but yeah. But that's
really? You're questioning who's better?
Oh, 100% right now.
Yeah.
Betty's always been...
And the real question is which one of us will kill each other in a fight, because
I know who will do that.
it's B1's on the parts now.
I'm more of like, I just want a break for a day. That's all I'm asking for, a day break, but I'm not getting anything from in my head anyway. So
Okay, so Kakia, you get a call from your car saying apparently you have a date in your car waiting for you.
I have a what?
A date.
Piper.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware I had a meeting today, but I guess I will head outside and see who's in the car.
And there are pictures of Piper with hair streaming back, sun coming in.
Oh. Well, okay.
the promotion video.
Gorgeous as always.
From the carousel.
Yep, I'll head downstairs and see what Piper's up to in the car, I assume.
As you step outside, you hear the Wookiee rock coming from the car.
The Wookiee what?
Rock.
Didn't even know they did rock. Did you?
Well, it is quite complex. You have no idea what they're doing, but it's very musical.
Any drinks to that?
No.
Just to interject for a moment, if you go and look at Metallica's one single, like the single from One by Metallica, you'll see that every single member of Metallica looks like a woman.
While I don't disagree, but I do disagree, but I know what you're getting at. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Well, it could also be like the Tibetan heavy metal bands.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the ones that...
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
I was thinking, I know the one the band we're talking about as well, yeah.
The Who?
Yeah, the Who, yeah.
That's what they're called. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you open the door,
Doesn't have to, you can hear it quite clearly.
Yeah,
And it's open top.
yeah, I'm just sitting in one corner of the car, just sitting there going, let's get going, come on, yeah. I'm just bored and just need to do something else. Mind off things.
I'll get in the car then.
And it starts playing romantic music for you.
Another B-run suggestion, actually.
Gonna have to try and give it some kind of indication as to when and when not to do things, but I'm not very AI inclined. I'll probably have to ask B1 or something to help out.
Yeah,
Remind me
especially
of
like
Cactus.
yeah.
What is Cactus hair color again?
Cat Kid's hair color is look. Silver, short.
Very nice. So you have this silver-haired girl and this red-haired girl just listening to Wookiee rock music in it. That's great.
Well, this is like Trandoshan jazz.
So, I think our two droids are trying to do something here. What do you think?
I stopped trying to understand our droids a long time ago.
Now, you know, I just see you as family and nothing else. Just want to point it out here right now. Just nip it in the bud right now. I said, you know I've got a boyfriend, okay? So let's, just settle down, okay? I don't know
While you're saying that, the vehicle says, romantic restaurant book.
I need to talk. Now.
And it starts taking off on you.
Okay. It's like, well.
Do you know where we're going?
Well, it's your car, not mine, so you should ask the question, that, not me.
Vex, where are we going?
To Lover's Loft, sir.
Why?
Why Lover's Loft?
Date, sir. As advised.
By whom?
B1, sir.
I saw it the second.
You know, for once, this wasn't actually B1's doing.
Alright, let's see what B1 set up for us.
Yeah, look, honestly, I think we need to need a break for a bit as well. You've gone through some shit. I've gone through some shit today. I said, let's make it a friends, family date, and we'll leave it at that. Okay? You happy with that?
Piper.
Yeah.
You're not my type.
Well, you're not my type either, but like, let's just try to make this friendly. Okay? Let's enjoy the. Let's enjoy the dinner. Okay?
Yep. Sounds good.
And make sure I don't have too much.
It takes you onto the edge of town.
Yep.
And you can see that there's this place with this whole glass domed restaurant on top.
Oh, what are those places?
Okay.
I'm doing Wookiee research.
Yeah. Okay.
Looks like some sort of indoor
So
forest.
they are engaging them. It means as though this is somehow happening for some reason. B1 works his absolute arse off to make it the most amazing platonic date that they've ever been.
So just for David's point of reference here, he didn't actually book the date.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So everything else is going to make sure that everything goes perfectly and everything is as amazing as possible. He's also really confused.
Okay. So yes, as you pull up, there's flowers for both of you.
Oh, okay. Who are these from?
Apparently they're from each of you. So Kaikia gets flowers from Piper, and Piper gets flowers from Kaikia.
Now, both droid units know they don't know that I don't like flowers, so it's like, it's already caught me off straight after that. Cool.
This seems like something.
And looking at your flowers.
Oh, you're in Vex. Maybe you should go for a fast
so looking
flight.
at your flowers, they are edible flowers.
Are they
B1
alcoholic?
also goes through the previous meal profiles of everything that everyone has ever eaten within the party and does his best to make an assumption based on what they would absolutely love to eat or what they would enjoy the most.
So you got a bouquet of alcoholic munchies.
Alcoholic.
Yeah,
My
no.
favourite.
Man, I'm
Stuff
jealous.
you've never tried before. Interesting tastes.
What a beautiful sunset. Okay. Look, I suppose we better hit it. You got enough cash to cover this?
I hope so. I mean,
Well, hey,
Look at
it's okay. We'll work it out as we go. Okay.
B1 pays for it out of his own coin, out of his own funds.
Shit. Okay. We'll walk
That
to,
is siphoned from the Rangers account.
we walk to the shooters at reception or something. I believe our book has been put down in the name of.
Oh, so you must be Piper and friend.
Yes. This is my friend. Okay.
So the Piper table has been booked.
The party table. Oh. Okay. Cool.
If Thrawn's sitting somewhere in there, I'm gonna just laugh my head off.
Okay. So I'll go in there. Yeah.
By yourself.
I'll take my friend in with me. So,
I'll follow behind, kind of mumbling that this friend has a name.
You said you didn't want to take this seriously last night at my breath.
And here I am expecting the Imperial pilot to front up.
Well,
Oh, what if Fabio comes out? You'll be with
Using
Thrawn.
my name in a public setting doesn't mean I'll jump you.
look, I told you you're one time. You said you're not one time. Let's just get along with and enjoy the dinner, okay? If I get asked, I will say your name, but yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Ow.
Hey, look, we're trying to make this platonic. We don't want to go over the top here.
So stepping out of the elevator, the room is in dim lighting with just this table with a single bottle of Piper's favourite beverage sitting on the table itself with 2 chairs.
In what grinding through my teeth, I go fucking B1. Yeah, okay. So I have no B1 has to be involved in this in some way. No matter how much I think the cars are involved with it, B1 definitely had a point of anything in this. Only B1 would go to this length. So I was like, okay.
Can I grab the bottle?
As you guys walk forward, you hear the elevator door shut behind you, and then the lights come on in the establishment as you find yourself surrounded by 70-odd Wookiees. Going to the other players.
Oh, wow.
Dinner is served.
Oh shit.
I did say
She's doing back here and she doesn't have a weapon.
I did say B1 didn't actually book it,
Yep.
and someone did have access to the garage.
And I did say the car should actually be put back in the garage so we can actually investigate it.
Well,
Go ahead,
so
go.
Martin,
Yep.
can we assume that with B1 trying his best to observe and make this as good as possible, that he potentially has access to the security phase that are going on?
So basically, he sees Kedkia and Piper go into the elevator, but then the feed just cuts to apparently there are no cameras inside.
He's going to do some quick space Google. Has there ever been cameras inside?
Not listed so far. It's one of those
Nothing.
private resorts.
Nothing is awry.
Well, that's right. Well, another character dies. It's fine. They get back to the-
We won't let the Wookiees kill Piper.
Yeah.
No,
What do you
you're just
want,
going to be armless.
B1 goes and goes back to the rest of the party. Hey, you guys know that, like, Piper's on a date again, right?
Yeah, with Fabio. You were talking about that.
No, not Fabio. The other meets at. I'm so sorry, Stefan. I'm the character name.
Cadkio?
Just like the rest catch up. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. So they went to a gambling place, did they?
Did they go gambling?
I was gonna say, they're
really
awesome.
sure. My parents, they went on a date.
Yeah, but they normally, if they do something like that, normally it's a gambling establishment.
Yeah, they're normally sneaking off together, giving into each other's vices. So I don't know.
Kayana, shouldn't you be more concerned about that considering Dom's instructions?
And apparently B1 is currently struck partly speechless.
Yeah, his voice motivator's playing up again. Maybe we should do charades.
It sounds like the Wookiee rock. No, I'm thinking because of Dom's instructions. I do kind of trust Katkia to at least hide what she does. But I'd say as long as we know exactly where they are, then we're okay. I asked you if he has good location on them.
Oh yeah, I know the building and nobody saw them. It was really weird. Like, usually people spot her and But yeah, no one saw her. You can go in. It was pretty cool. Whoever organized this is pretty good.
Let's keep tabs.
It was nice private for you.
Must have been Vex. Let's keep tabs on
Yeah.
this. Let's Vex the car.
Car. Hang on. Hold, please. B1. Contact specs.
Currently, you're getting disabled from the other end. Vex is not responding.
No, Vex isn't responding. He's usually loves to chat, but I assume he's probably just tired.
Do
Probably.
droids get tired?
They do run low, and sometimes they power down
While they're in the middle of a date to their master?
if they're not expected to do
Yeah,
anything.
no, I paired up
Fair
Vex yesterday.
You
Keep
can.
tabs on them. Let's check in an hour. See if we can get a good ping.
Okay.
Okay, so
Nothing.
about half an hour later, Kayana gets another report from San Diego. This time you get a report on the Wookiee blade.
All right.
Apparently it has matching DNA to the hair fibers you found.
Okay.
And it is apparently a ceremonial blade gifted to members of the clan.
Gifted to members of the clan.
Generally used in Wookiee initiation rites.
Okay.
So Piper's going to become an honorary Wookiee?
It's a little hard
I
with Dagger.
think San Diego for this information, and we'll continue to be on the lookout for any further clues.
Yes, he's logged the blade and put it into evidence.
Okay.
Does he have a xenological section?
What section?
Xenology.
Xenology. He does no experts.
I was just curious that if Wookiees actually do initiate out of species.
He would probably have in the because he would basically be sending you a test report, and the test report
Yes.
would say that the blade itself would be gifted to those who would be, whether they're Wookiees or not, considered honorary part of the clan.
Okay.
Maybe this is a party for you rather than to beat you up.
Hey guys, I'm really concerned. Vex usually talks. He hasn't been talking for a while now.
Do you have their location?
Yeah.
Wouldn't do any harm to go over there and check it out, would it?
I agree with B1. I think we need to head that
Yeah.
way.
Go check it
Yeah,
out.
Vex
See
doesn't
what's
usually shut up. It's really annoying, and I kind of miss it now.
So where Vex is parked, is that a known location where Jawas like to hang out?
Well, Jawas hang out wherever no one's looking.
So yes.
Jawas will walk everywhere trying to find a place where cameras aren't, or try to remove cameras so cameras aren't there.
I'm happy to go down and get the car and bring it around up front for us to go on an adventure together.
Yeah, so I'll say we'll all go in the patrol vehicle and head out there and kind of just make sure we see what's what.
You guys gonna go armed? I feel like that might be an idea.
We will have our standard sector ranger armaments, yes.
Nerds.
You don't want
I got a
to
micro
do this.
sword, so I'm good.
I have my usual weaponry, including my iron gun. I also want to acquire iron grenades at some point.
I was going to give her a weapon, by the way. That thing. So give you that sword. Yeah.
Okay, so as you drive out there, we're going inside to see what happens because you have been there for a while.
Okay, so it's 50 Wookiees.
70.
70. So I see 70 Wookiees.
Mm-hmm.
I still got the flowers in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting eating the flowers a bit more regularly.
Excuse me.
Apparently someone just fell through a rift in space.
Apparently, timey-wimey happened and Doctor Who's here to save you.
Hey, Dave Tennant, I didn't ask you anything. So I'll just
Oh,
go.
my ears are wibbly wobbly.
I think we have the wrong floor, I say.
Sorry. Oh God, I hurt.
You hear what sounds like Wookiee laughter all around you. At least you hope it's Wookiee laughter.
If you don't mind, we might just go back to the elevator and let you guys be.
You turn around and look, the elevator's indicator lights are all out.
So that's not a choice then. Look, can we parlay?
You hear Wookiee growling.
Okay.
Could be a yes, could be a no. You never quite learn Wookiee.
Hey, Piper.
Yeah, yes. Can you? I think we need to speak in a language we both understand. I'm a bit worried. And I'm
You
still.
know, when we were talking about our platonic dates, being jumped by 70 Wookiees was not my idea of that.
Hey.
It's an adventure.
As is the
It
PG.
sounds like a fun time as far as I'm concerned.
This is the PJ spot. This PJ, big PG. I had some comments there, but I've referred not to use them. I wasn't planning this either. I just say, is anyone that can talk to us in? Is it common or?
Standard.
Basic.
Can anyone
Galactic basic.
Can anyone speak basic that we can parlay? So I'm a bit confused. What's going on here?
Okay, a silver droid waddles forward with an insect eye sort of looking head.
Hi.
Greetings, Master Piper.
Hello.
So good to see you again. Haven't seen you for about 20 odd years. How are you doing?
Do I know this droid?
No. You're a little too young.
Okay. Yeah, yes, it's been a while. I'm confused what's going on here. Is there any way you could explain this in a way that makes sense to me?
Referencing knowledge on paper. No.
Okay, what's going on here?
Quite a few things, sir.
Am I in trouble?
Can you speak Wookiee, sir?
No.
You're in trouble.
Okay. Can you speak Wookiee?
Yes.
Can you ask
I can
them-
speak 3.4 million forms of communication, sir.
Could you ask them? We didn't mean to be here. Is there something? What's going on here? I'm just confused why we've got 2 people and 70 boogies and I just quite didn't get your name, your droid, sir.
Me? You don't remember my name?
I was quite young at the time. I apologise.
That's
Just
right.
call yourself a dumb meat sack. You'll be forgiven everything.
No, not for break.
Do you remember my nanny B1?
Oh yes, I remember your nanny B1. He was so rude.
Yes. I don't remember a lot of things when I was young, so I do apologise. But no offence at all. What's the situation right here, right now? Is there something that the Wookiees are requiring from us, or
I believe so, sir.
could you find out for us, please? And I'd like to know what I can do to make sure we live on amicable terms. Kind of thing.
That turns around and says it in straight basic to the Wookiees.
Did you tell them to say it?
I asked basically just so
But they all understand basic.
Okay.
Just they can't speak it.
Okay. And do we get a response at all?
Oh yeah, they sort of growl them back. It says, yes, they require you to produce the blade you were given.
Fuck. Do you have it on you? No, it's with Sandino. Sorry for swearing.
I don't have the blade on me right now. I don't have the blade with me because I didn't expect I would need it tonight. Is that going to be a problem?
I will check for you, sir. Is that going to be a problem? He says to the Wookiees.
I'm starting to realise I'll just
That they growl back at him, and he says, "No, they believe they can improvise."
By ripping the droid's arms off.
Without you going to the droid, I assume there's something that you want. You wanted the weapon from me. I haven't got the weapon, but what's this all about? I've only known one Wookiee all my life. I haven't met a lot of Wookiees, and I don't know what you want from me. I'm confused by. This is confusing. Okay.
If only I was culturally sensitive enough to actually research the culture that her best friend comes from.
Well, we haven't got that far yet. We didn't expect to get here right here tonight.
Okay, so after hearing a lot of growling and mumbling from among the crowd, the droid turns back to you and goes, "Well, apparently there is a bit of a fuss going on as you're being inducted into the clan."
Could she comms to Kayana to pick it up on her way or something? She doesn't even know we're coming at. No, you're in shit. Sorry.
Inducted into the clan.
We don't have access to it.
Yes, we can't.
Locked it away.
Yeah.
You're screwed. Sorry.
Inducted in the clan. Sorry, and I don't mean to be rude here, but I wasn't aware that I would be inducted in the clan tonight. Was there something that I was supposed to be told at all?
You didn't read the messages left by your friend who you called Warren? The droid says with a lot of growling around you. Unhappy noises.
I don't know Wookiee. Can't read Wookiee. I'm a...
She left you the Idiot's Guide to Wookiee as well.
Is that the book?
Yes. Very much a instruction tutorial on how to learn Wookiee.
Oh, okay. Do you still carry that with you
You can
everywhere?
blame it on
That's in
B1,
there.
because B1's probably the one to put it away somewhere.
No, I know where it is. I haven't read it. I haven't spent time with it yet.
B1 has done many things wrong in this life, but that is not one.
No, this is all me. No, I haven't read that section of the book yet.
It's a big book.
No, it's not a physical book. It's an actual data chip you were given as a child. You put it somewhere.
Yeah, B1.
Off. I mean, fruitcake off.
So it's actually data chip.
Given to you by your friend Warren.
Sorry, and this is no offense to Warren.
You playing the Wookiees, are you?
He's trying to.
Warren, are you here?
Give me a Wookiee growl.
There's a big shout of anger from the.
No, sorry,
spirit.
I don't. The person. Sorry, the word Warren is wrong. I do apologise. I don't know what. Sorry, I was young and stupid. I don't remember Warren's real name. And I don't want to apologise with the word Warren.
But the protocol droid just shakes his head at you.
Is my childhood friend here?
Points at Kadkir. Is that your childhood friend, Master?
I don't know Kadkir that well. No.
Then no, sir.
So okay. I feel like I'm a bit on the left field here. I wasn't aware that I was going to be inducted into your clan tonight. Yes, I am looking for my childhood friend, who we won't refer as that certain name that I keep mentioning and you get upset with. I feel that I'm really unexpected for this whole situation tonight. And I know I don't want to upset you, but can we somehow reorganise this at another time where I can bring everything back into...
A bunch of Wookiees that just might be enslaved if they're there too long. Because they're all worth 500 credits each.
Times that by 70, that is a lot of credits.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a starship.
So many credits in that room.
And they're here just for you. You left everything behind.
It has crossed my mind, by the way.
Hey, you guys are all about getting credits for the family. There's 35,000 credits in that room.
I know.
Yep.
I asked that question. Look, I feel that I've really come in the... I wasn't preparing for a induction to the clan. I wasn't aware that I was going to get inducted in the clan.
That's okay. The protocol droid says, "Repeat after me," and it starts making growling sort of Wookiee noises to you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got to roll for this, don't I? Shit.
Yep. You get to roll for that one.
Oh shit, where are
Do you
they?
need help?
That's what I'm looking for to see how well you can do it.
It's not
Let's
gonna
see
be good
what have
'cause
we
my
got.
my television's only 2, so I don't have the language skills. So
I'm going to go with xenology, which
okay.
is intelligence based.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not there to help you.
No. Look, hey, I've got
Get at least
myself.
2 dice.
I've got myself in this trouble myself, so I don't think it's.
So that's just me and Meds.
Ugh.
Yes, I do. I've got one because I was on Tatooine for a while.
If my colleague who's sitting with me for my virtual date, if he has anything, I'm willing to accept any help from.
I will give you some assistance from your date.
Thank you, date.
No, don't give assistance. I don't give assistance.
You don't want to give assistance?
Not until they use my name.
So no assistance from your date.
Oh,
Wow, that's evil.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I remember this one.
Actually, no, it's not illegal because you actually have to do it by yourself. Because that is not becoming a member of the tribe. It's a big part.
Okay, so your first part of it, even Kakia notices you getting it pretty badly wrong.
Wow, so much for family.
I think it's the same thing.
Family uses each other's names.
It's fine. I've got a long memory, don't worry. Anyway.
The droid says it slower for you.
Okay,
Maybe you should get drunk first.
Yeah,
I am drunk because I'm eating the flowers.
eat more flowers.
Okay, so you feel really good about that attempt,
Okay.
but you still manage to have trouble getting your tongue around the words.
Yep. Okay.
So then the droid breaks it down into even slower for you,
Oh,
Oh, this is not good. I'm really
sounding out the urs and the ahs. And apparently that was what you needed. So it takes an hour to say what was a 5-minute conversation.
Yeah, fair enough.
As you make what appears to be some sort of Wookiee pledge.
Okay.
At the end of it, you're handed a blade almost as long as you are.
another one.
And you're being instructed to cut yourself on the blade.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
So I've got no medic here right now.
It's quite sharp.
I know. Big blade too, I assume, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, I'll do that.
It's about 2 meters long.
Yeah. Guess where I'm going melee from now on, aren't I? Yeah.
I know that they take the blade back.
Okay, damn. Okay. I'm...
And then a whole lot of Wookiees come up and start talking at you and ruffling your hair.
Can I
Ask them for Wookiee language lessons.
Okay. I asked the droid.
Mm-hmm.
I need Wookiee language lessons here. I've been accepting the clan, is that correct?
At this stage, yes. Yes, sir.
Can you ask him, without me trying to insult, I'm looking for my childhood friend. Do they know where she is? She is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the droid parrots exactly what you say to them.
Yeah, I know. I feel that I don't want to talk directly at them. I feel I've just done too much already. I said, and I say, look, I explained what's going on very slowly to myself, and I said, my family's been captured by the Empire. I'm looking for my friend, my childhood friend, who might be able to help me.
And the droid hands you a chip, which is the instructions for those who failed the Idiot's Guide to Wookiees book.
Hopefully you tell me about that because I'd be interested in those, but
The imbecile guide to Wookiee.
the imbecile's guide.
I ask if I needed to contact them. How do I do that?
Well, they'll find you. Sir.
Don't call us, we'll find you.
I do explain what's been going on recently. I said
They've kept track of you, sir.
But do you know where my friend is? I'm trying to catch my friend. Do they know where can I get any sort of indication from there? Because
They seem to know something, but they're not telling you.
okay. Do I need to save my friend? Ask me.
The droid says they'll let you know.
Okay. So I haven't got anything else saying that I'm part of the clan network.
No, except for this cut on your head.
Can we still have dinner?
Well, the bottle's still there.
The table's still there?
Mm-hmm.
I asked the droid. The droid said, "Are you part of the clan as well?"
Occasionally, sir.
Okay. I assume that you wouldn't. If I return back to my friends, you should not. You don't want to come back with me to.
I have other duties, sir.
Okay. Is there a way I can contact you?
No, sir.
Okay.
Not safe to contact us, sir.
Yeah, okay. Oh, by the way, this is my friend. I introduced my friend.
Hello, your friend.
Hello,
Piper's friend. How is Piper's friend doing today?
You're going to have to say Cad Kier Piper.
Cad Kier. This is Cad Kier. Sorry I didn't introduce earlier.
Cad Kier. Piper's friend has a name.
Yes, Cad Kier. Do you mind if we just sit down and have this drink before
Sure, sit down and have the drink.
Is there any food coming at all? Or just a drink?
Food was arranged by some droid by the name of B1337.
Will that still come through?
That has been arranged, but we had to order out because this place normally doesn't do food.
Okay.
On its way then.
But food's on its way then?
Food is on its way.
Okay. Well, okay, Kier, let's go have a sit down for a drink.
Sure, I can do that.
While I'm doing that, I'm the late lead. I want to make sure all the flowers gone before I do get the table. And I'm going, would there happen to be more drink of this anytime? Because I might need a bit more.
Someone's going to get blottoed.
There is a bottle of your favourite alcohol on the table.
Okay, I'm sitting down and going, thank you very much for that. I wish you best wishes and we'll talk soon, I believe. So.
And then that nice little romantic light lights up over the table, all the other lights go dark.
And they all go away. Okay, I look at Keki going, what the fuck happened there?
Seriously, did 70 Wookiees just fade into the background?
Yeah, Wookiees are very stealthy.
Wow.
Look, okay.
Wish I was there.
This is... You know there's the superstitions that you used to have as a kid where you would kind of, I don't know what you call it, black cat equivalent in this environment. I'm going, when you'd run under certain, ladders or hit, break certain mirrors or,
step on a crack, break your mother's back.
Those black little things we used to have as kids kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've missed a killed about 1,000 of them because I think I've just been inducted into a Wookiee clan and I've given the Empire a Wookiee dagger that could implement the clan. And now I'm confused what's going on here. And I still don't know where my childhood friend is, who I don't know the real name of. And I've just met a droid who said I was supposed to learn Wookiee as a kid, and I can't remember any knowledge of this. So whatever you say, I'm going to drink this whole bottle of alcohol myself right now. I think I need it. Then we have to go back and try to explain this to the rest of the group. I want to just do a simple life where we do ranger stuff and bounty hunter stuff.
As you pick up the bottle, you realise this is actually from your father's personal stock.
Wow.
Oh, Piper's going to lose it soon. She's on the edge right now. Very much on the edge.
Not only is it your favourite alcohol, it is your dad's personal stock.
I get 2 glasses out. I pour one for cake here. I said, look, I don't think you ever tasted this before. This is one of my family's pride and joy stocks. Have a taste, see what you reckon. And I pour a little for each, and then I pass the cake here.
So it's the equivalent of 1,000-year-old scotch.
I'll have a look at it, raise the glass, and go. Do your family use names as well? And take a drink.
Sometimes you can be a real arsehole. It's like, yeah. So, but I do respect you.
Right back at you.
I know.
So while the two of you were discussing how bad you've been to each other,
What a bonding moment this is.
Oh, yeah.
the vehicle.
I'm just wondering when Piper's going to realise she has no idea what the oath that she just gave is.
I'm fully aware of that, but it's like I'm going. You got 70s Wookiees in a room, and you have no weapons with you at the moment. And sorry, no offense, but KK doesn't fight too well from history, so I'm going to go for. I'm just going to go. I'm taking the kind of.
Ouch!
No, I remember the last fight we got ourselves into. Yeah, it was Ross and yourself and a few others that took the show, kind of thing. So, so I thought I don't want to have the responsibility of taking his death on my thing. Piper's okay with her death, but not with somebody else's death. So.
Okay, so your vehicle shows up. You find Kedkia's personal transport parked in a alleyway with the hood up.
Has Jawas taken its bits?
No.
Okay. Alright.
No, it'll be some other good gang.
What about us? Have we gone anywhere close to catching up to them? Because
This is you. You've
oh,
arrived.
we've pulled up.
You've
Oh,
pulled up,
okay.
yes.
Yeah. Sorry, Pain Brain.
All good.
Okay, well, let's have a look. What's
And I'm half dead.
missing of the car?
Someone's just unplugged the main power leads.
Aw, poor Vex.
Okay, so is anyone mechanically minded?
Piper, and I think I've got some.
I'm an operator, so I do have
But
some.
not-
No, did B1 actually come with us or not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm assuming so.
So we'll get B1 to reconnect it, because I'll probably end up electrocuting myself.
Okay, I believe B1 has fairly decent dice in plugging it back in. And it'd be quite funny if he failed to do so. No, he has an excellent chance of plugging it all in, getting a triumph and many advantages. Plugs it in perfectly.
Yeah, and it's probably also now worked out a backdoor to how to get into the car too.
And
That could sound really dirty if you wanted it to.
figures out that the speeder has a kill switch on it.
Oh. Cadkia's going to be in trouble.
No, I think KK is still trying to get over what just happened. I think so. Yeah.
I mean, next time Cadkia wants to make use of
Which
Vex.
is verbal.
That's funny. Yeah, I'll wait for him to catch up to us.
And you were able to get the comm code for the kill switch as you turned the land speeder back on.
Wow.
Is that Cadkia or Big One?
B1 got the code.
Is Cadkia there to get it?
Yeah, currently upstairs.
We're having drinks. Just come down. We've gone through a lot right now.
Okay, sorry. Pain Brain's very easy.
No,
Good
no.
at forgetting shit.
And the once the car reboots, it's able to tell you where around the block it dropped off its owner. Because there are no signed buildings around here.
Yeah, guess we follow Kyana. If Kyana's there?
I believe you're all there, though some people are quiet.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry about that. Yeah. So we turn the car back on.
You
I
find
guess we'll go ahead, try to see what other vehicles may be around in this area to try to investigate before kind of breaking in, because as far as we know, the car is just unplugged. We don't have any reason to be that suspicious other than the car being unplugged.
The car being unplugged sounds pretty suspicious though, because
Yeah, but that doesn't
why
mean
would
that-
Cadkia unplug her own car?
Exactly, so that's why I'm thinking we investigate outside to see who unplugged it. That doesn't give us reason to go inside quite yet.
Okay.
having a look around, you
Maybe
realise
Cat here unplugged the car because the car is annoying.
That's a very good possibility.
You do see that there are no Jawa activity in the area, which is unusual for a Jawa.
Jawa, okay.
Which is unusual for a car that's been disabled left on the side of the road.
Are there any other vehicles nearby?
You see nothing else in the area. There's no traffic. It's one of the quiet parts of town.
I asked Thea if she's able to see any tracks to determine if they're bipedal humanoid tracks. To see, I don't know if she's able to determine species.
I have some tracking abilities, so
Try it out.
perhaps give it a shot.
I would say I would help her, but I don't think I have anything to help with that.
I would probably hook up with Khalid because we usually do tracking together, and it's what we did when we had our time off and we went vigilanting and stuff. So I'd probably get his help to see whether or not we could spot stuff.
Okay.
So
Khalid, willingness pending, permitting.
Does Scarlet assist? Ross. Who's currently on mute?
Can has he dropped out, has he?
He hasn't dropped out, he's currently on mute.
Oh, okay.
I will assume he is assisting if he hasn't said otherwise.
Yeah, we're on good terms, I think. But if he takes it back, then we can reroll.
Okay, so having a look around, it does seem as if 4 different humanoid bipedals had interacted with the vehicle, each of them with feet at least size 14 plus.
Wookiees.
Quite possibly.
Do I have enough tracking knowledge to... Like, I've seen the Wookiees on Kid Ron, and I've talked to Greya a bit about Wookiees after my interaction with them.
They would be of appropriate size for a Wookiee.
I give Kayana my best guess that possibly this is Wookiees, considering our recent interaction with the cute little blade and the invasion and so on.
It's a rage of Wookiees, by the way. But anyway.
It's a what of Wookiees?
Rage of Wookiees.
A rage of Wookiees.
And then you hear a sound of a putt vehicle coming up the street. Yeah.
Yep, okay.
It goes past the alleyway where you're all standing.
Okay.
And pulls up just down the street.
Were we able to see the driver?
Yes, it is a Rhodian who's pulling off some sort of bag off the back of his little putt.
It's Uber Eats, or, Deliveroo.
And he's walking up to a building. And knocking on the door.
Can I approach said delivery person?
Yep.
Can I offer them a little bit of a tip if they let me know?
Oh, he hands you the bag and takes the money.
I accept it, but ask for just a few minutes of information. Give extra money to keep him there long enough to say, like, where is this? Who are you supposed to be giving this to?
I'm delivering this to this arborarium, and it is basically a meal for Piper from B1.
Okay, alright.
Piper and Co.
Alright, I think said deliverer, pass information on to Kayana, and suggest we go in and find Piper.
Says romantic dinner for 2. And then he heads up.
I'm going to cake you.
Yeah.
It's taking a while for the food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
There's a slight moment of hesitation where I'm like, I don't know if they want me to walk in on this or not, but I got the food now, and I don't particularly want to ruin their romantic night, so...
What I want to do and what Keki want to do is put 2 different things right now.
Okay, as you walk in, you can see that there's a what seems like a reception desk and an elevator behind it.
Is anyone at the reception desk?
No one at the reception desk.
I press the button for the elevator.
The door's open.
Okay, how many floors are there?
Just 3.
Okay, well, I pick the first one because... So I go up to the first level. Do I see anything?
Nope, the lights are all out.
Can I hear anything?
Just the hum of machinery.
Okay, go up to the next level.
Lights are also out on the next level.
Can't see or hear anything.
Oh, you can hear buzz of something in the background, but nothing actually talking or...
Okay, I'll try the 3rd floor.
Okay, you see that this is a big open arboreum with a glass dome ceiling and lights sitting on 2 people drinking in the center of the area about 100 meters from the lift.
Okay, well
and you recognize Piper and Kedkia.
So is Keiki looking towards the door?
I say, hi guys.
Okay.
Are there any other seats or just that table and them?
There are no other seats, no.
Okay, well I walk up to the table and start unpacking their food, eyeing off what they've got. And if there's anything there that looks particularly yummy, I'm going to say, you don't mind if I have this, and then just, help myself and look out the window.
So there's enough food for about 10, and it's Piper's and Kekia's favourite meals over the last few years.
Okay.
Hang on. We did invite you. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to
I'm
you.
like, I've delivered your food. Either you want it and you share, or you don't want it and I don't share.
Why are you delivering the food?
Well, I explain about Vex going quiet, B1 being concerned, therefore Clan's decision for us to come and just check things out, our discovery of Vex being unplugged, and then our observation of the food delivery person leading to us coming here to have a romantic family dinner.
Yeah.
At which point, through Kedkia's comlink, romantic music starts playing.
Man, I'm just going to sit on the floor and look at those stars.
Is anyone else here? Just you?
Kayana,
The rest of them step into the light.
Plus Khalid.
And B1's here too.
And B1 would be...
I've given the biggest greasy I've ever given B1. Has to be a big greasy. B1 would have totally just go laughing himself stupid. But,
What? I didn't do anything.
okay. When everyone's sitting down, I will tell you a tale.
Right.
Everyone's sitting down?
Yep.
Look, I know you're a monkey, but you don't have a tail.
Okay. Let's put this bluntly. I came here tonight on the thought that the car and B1 organised a strange romantic dinner for me, and that person, Kate here.
I thought it was weird too.
Yeah, and we turned up and thought we were going to sit down for dinner. Then all of a sudden, the lights went on, and we're surrounded by 70 Wookiees. Now, B1, do you remember a droid we used to have that used to be a kind of protocol droid, like explain the description to B1? Does B1 remember that droid at all?
Yeah, it sounds like parts. I don't care.
Okay, well, this parts knew me from when I was a child, and tonight I got inducted into a Wookiee clan.
You're a Wookiee now? That's hilarious. Is that how biologicals work? You guys can't just turn into like other species, can you?
No, I can't do that.
Just be careful, because how you word this might mean more biological videos about how Wookiees become more Wookiees.
Now, I suppose this clan was of my childhood friend who I still don't know the name of, officially know the name of. And that's who left me at the ceremony. Was ceremony? Met the dagger. Cad here can back up everything that was said tonight. Yes, Cad here, I forgot to say your name to the last bit, I do apologise.
What did you pledge?
I pledged...
So before we go on, Martin, just quickly, because I've actually never asked, does B1 know Warren's real name?
No, you never asked.
Yeah, cool. Just make sure.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, what do you ask?
I asked, but they wouldn't tell me. But all I was told is that I pledged to the clan, it seems.
Yeah, so from B1's perspective, you do remember that when Warren's information was entered in the system, Piper actually put the name down as Warren, and no one had the heart to correct her.
Hey, Piper, I just recalled something. I've got some funny story. I have a funny story for you.
Oh, try to make it not too surprising. I've had enough today.
You know, you gave Warren's name and nobody had the heart to correct you, so really you gave Warren's slave's name.
And you've kept that knowledge for how many years?
I didn't remember. I also don't care. But it's hilarious now.
Yeah. I wonder what we can do with... okay. So, basically, looks like the... So whoever Warren is, I don't know, still know her real name. Is it her name or not? Is it she or he? I can't remember. We discussed this last session before Christmas.
You believe Warren is a she?
Yeah. I can't remember her real name. I asked and I wasn't told.
Just don't call her Walla.
I have been giving some help to learn the Wookiee language at stupid person level. So I look across to you and I go, I would like your help in this because I really think I need to know it.
No problems.
So looks like they were looking for me for a reason. The reason I don't know yet, and I don't know, and all I assumed is that I've been offered to join the clan. I don't know if it's any further. The droid that was here said it was just to join the clan, but I'm not sure if they were telling me the truth or not. And can we? I'm just gonna have another drink of this thing.
So what, you pledged loyalty to a Wookiee clan?
Now, I was surrounded by 70 large Wookiees at the time, and no
Wait,
offense...
70?
Yes?
Wait, hang on. You let 35,000 credits get away? What the hell?
Hey, I had no weapon, and you were here, B1. If you were here...
What the hell was I gonna do? I can't fight.
Oh, don't give me that load of BS. I know you can
No,
fight.
really. No, I can't, honestly. I'm quick crap at it. I'm just good at manipulating other things to make things work.
You pour the last alcohol out of your bottle.
Very quickly.
I scull it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So,
Wait, what the hell was that?
B1 has a look at the bottle.
Yeah. I showed B1 the bottle.
Yes.
You notice this bottle, B1?
Wait, is there anything left in it?
No, it's being completely emptied. And you remember the bottle itself. It is pretty much a collector's piece worth probably about 200,000-300,000 credits.
Whoa, that could have financed getting your family out.
B1 very gently and very, very carefully takes the bottle from Piper's hands.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying that the bottle itself or the full bottle was worth that amount of credits?
The full bottle. The contents of the bottle was worth that much.
Okay, does the bottle itself... Would the bottle itself be worth anything?
You could probably sell the bottle for about 100 credits at least. For an empty bottle, that's a lot.
Hey, Piper. Okay. Alright.
Just
so,
don't
there's
hit
a
her with
few
the bottle.
There's a few things you all need to know. First of all, Piper, put that bottle down carefully.
Do it.
That bottle's worth 100 credits. Second of all, your dumbass just drank $200,000 worth, 200,000 credits worth of liquor.
Yeah, I had a hard day.
Yeah, I can see that. Well done.
I have an alcohol
Also, did you know that liquor is the only, a version of that liquor is the only thing that's been keeping you functioning and alive for the last few months? You're welcome. I could have used that to keep you going. And now, you just gotta drink it.
Well, has B1 told me this before? What do you mean, keep me alive?
Never mind, you're not smart enough. Anyway, you
Ow.
just drank like 250,000 credits worth of alcohol.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to
That
think.
empty bottle itself is worth 100 credits.
Would that count as a pass out when I hear that kind of thing?
Quite possibly.
Okay, I'll pass out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pass out full on the floor.
So does Cadkia feel...
To Cadkia. You didn't drink any, did ya?
Oh yeah.
I had one glass, that's it.
I just want you all to know that I could make at least 100,000 credits by draining your stomachs. I would have to cut you open and you would die, but it would be worth it.
You'd probably get more money out of Piper's stomach than mine.
Yeah, that's the only thing keeping you standing.
I love it, mate.
It's funny because I thought that exactly, and I'm like, I'm just gonna see if he says it.
I knew where he was going. I had a feeling that he went that way. Anyway, I'm passed out. I'm just going. I'm in shock with what he after told me the price of it.
Pity we can't read stomach pump
Big
because
one
it's got
extracts
stomach acid.
his surgical scalpel and starts walking towards Piper.
Is anyone gonna stop Big One?
B1, what did you mean that that alcohol keeps him alive, or her alive?
Doesn't matter. With the contents of her stomach, I can free her family.
Yeah, but what about a stomach acid? Wouldn't that have corrupted the flavour of the drink?
I look to Kayana and say, that sounds pretty important, that bit that the droid doesn't want to talk about.
I just direct myself. I say, BM, please stand down. You know that you cannot harm Piper.
Alright. Oh. No. Why?
Because you know that your protocol is to keep Piper alive.
My protocol, my complete core instructions are be Piper's family. Also, I don't really respond to any instructions anymore.
That is fair. I would just ask pretty please, don't hurt Piper.
You guys gonna work towards freeing Piper's family?
We already are.
I say, yes, with the hope of not wasting 200,000 credit alcohol again.
Not to be a stickler, but it was 200,000 to 300,000 credits. So.
No, so what you said the last bit, I kind of woke up a little bit and then I passed back out again. But as I said, I had no one there to stop me at the time, so I'm going.
I looked directly at Kia and I'm like, we know better than this.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know enough about alcohol to know that was $200,000 sitting on the table.
I say, I think we just need to keep better tabs on where everybody is going so that certain instances like this doesn't happen again.
Good point.
Can I just point out one thing here?
Yes.
Is Piper even still Mandalorian now that they're Wookiee?
Oh shit, you're gonna be in trouble, Piper.
Well, I don't know what I've signed myself up to yet either. So.
And you do notice that there is a card attached to the bottle, which Piper never read.
Shit. Okay, I'll let them
Phelan keeps Piper a few times.
Who notices that the card's attached to the bottom?
I would say that either Kayana or Thea would notice at this stage.
I draw attention to the card and take it off the bottle then.
Mm-hmm.
Does it say anything I can understand?
It does. In basic, it says use this to free your family.
Oh, but... Fudge, fossils!
Do you show that to people?
No, I show it to Kayana and nobody else.
And the next line says debt paid to your family.
Yeah, I immediately just pocket this.
Wait, what did it say?
It said congratulations on your being a Wookiee Clan induction being.
Wow, that sounded really convincing.
To be honest, I'm pretty hazy on what happened here in the first
Otherwise, I
place.
think you were lying to me.
I don't lie. I'm not very good at it.
Oh, I kind of saw
No.
it like that.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Get up, dumbass!
I heard something strange and I just felt like I just couldn't hack it anymore.
It's alright, you're with me now.
Everyone looks to the rest of the party. X-nay on a $250,000 credit check.
I'll pass that again.
Man, I'm gonna have to start selling body parts.
In the first sign of actual frustration that B1 has shown, he starts trashing everything that he can find.
Starting off with the bottle that he's got in his hand.
No.
No.
Okay, so there is a lot of organic waste in this building. So you can destroy as many plants and trees as you wish in this arboretum.
My goodness.
You do realise you're going to be paying for it.
Now, I'm droid. I don't bid for anything. You're responsible. Bye! He walks out.
If I use an ionization gun on B1, does that hurt B1?
Yes.
Because I have it with me,
Yeah,
and I'm currently now considering my options.
Right now, Piper saw the card. I don't think Piper would take it too well, okay?
No, that's why it's just me and Kayana at this stage.
If I find that card, you're in trouble, big time, man.
Yeah, I think Kayana will try and burn it at some point.
B1 walks back into the room
Yep.
without like as much as the can't show emotion. He seems to be showing us no emotion. Is there a medical emergency?
Yes, there is someone down on the ground. B1 can identify someone unconscious on the ground.
Yes, and it's probably going to be suffering from alcohol poisoning.
State that nation would be a medical emergency.
Still passed out. I'll let him do it yesterday.
Yep, B1 scans the patient.
The patient apparently has fallen into unconsciousness.
Any reason?
The reason does not appear to be due to overconsumption. Alcohol readings are below minimum.
Physical.
Your diagnostic recommends psychological dysfunction.
Yep. Cool. No physical symptoms. Suggest patient gets off its ass.
B1, does this mean that you're gonna recommend psychological therapy sessions for Piper? You're gonna stick her on like a couch and sit next to her with like some glasses and a notepad and say, "Tell me what you dream about."
Or is it going to be electrical shock therapy?
Oh yeah, no, electroshock therapy. Yeah, if you go down that path, that works for Hysterian women, like right through the 1900s.
This is outside of my man capabilities.
Error 4, Python not found.
And Piper wakes up.
What happened?
You have B3 1337 leaning over you.
Error code 400, Piper found.
Oh, okay.
He seems to have his scanner and medical stuff out.
What happened, guys? What are you talking about?
You passed out after drinking all this alcohol from this bottle.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not the first time, I suppose. Okay. I still got the Wookiee memory.
Suggest patient takes immediate
Would I
psychological
have remembered all this,
treatment.
the 200, 300,000 thing, or not?
What was it?
When I passed out, would I have lost memory of that kind of thing? No. I'll remember it, do I?
Hmm?
Okay.
You pass out again, I am not carrying you back to the thing. Unless it is by picking up one of your ankles and then dragging you out there.
Can't we just go home and sleep? What do you say?
I will let you lean on my shoulder and help you out to the car.
Okay, I'll do that.
But that's only because I have a
Wow.
really hard,
Thank
fast
you.
obligation to
Piper
finish
should
it.
be
rough day.
feeling better than she has ever felt in her entire life.
In that case, you can carry me back to the car.
Oh,
Just to show me how much you care.
It's still a strange feeling. Okay, let's go back to the car, okay? Yeah. Okay.
Do we head back to base?
You head back to base.
Can I get time with Kayana?
Yep. As Piper crawls into bed.
Private time?
Yes, you can get private time.
Okay.
For which I really just want to talk about this card and this saving of family that's going to be complicated.
I'll go back to my room. I'll open my book a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Have a quick read and put it back under the thing.
So when you told us about
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Wookiee induction, did you mention this book
Speak
at
on.
all?
No.
Okay.
I mentioned the data pad I got, which is
Mm-hmm.
Wookiee for Idiots.
Yep.
Is that with it, right?
Oh, it's the dumbed down version of Wookiee for Idiots.
Super dumbed down version for idiot who doesn't know how to live Wookiee in the first place. So, I did mention to you that I wanted to sit with you when I did that. So.
Yeah.
And one of the title things is R for Warren.
R.
Yeah. So they pronounce R for Warren.
So I think. Okay.
It would be like, "Warn."
There you go. You can do our Wookiee sound effects from now on.
There we go.
It has a whole list of really basic names set in Wookiee.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
A is for
we haven't done the
apple.
training started train yet. I'm just sitting down relaxing going on.
Okay, so yes, you're in the so Thea and Kayana are in the main office
Presuming
together.
Thea's office, Kayana's office. She's got a private office. And I suggest that perhaps with Piper's current psychological state, that perhaps that card should be kept from, and I won't even say it out loud, but certain parties, because I know she's intelligent enough to figure out who they are. But then also that this looks like it's going to be a major problem for us, and we need to have some kind of strategy as to how we're going to resolve it, I guess.
Yeah.
I also ask your advice in the sense of, because Piper's our family, does that make Piper's family our family? And what kind of duty or obligation do we have to the rest of Piper's family in terms of getting them out of the shit that they're in? Or is the fact that they're Mandalorian enough?
Yeah, I was gonna
The problem is we do not know what she pledged.
No, we're going to have to try and figure that out too.
Yeah.
Where are you guys in a private conversation?
I might, if you're okay with it, put all of my spare time into researching Wookiee culture, seeing if I can figure out what these pledges are and what the culture is about. And since I'm trying to learn the language and teach Piper that anyway, it won't look out of place.
Martin,
Yep.
M347 attends the medical bay.
What do you want to do in the medical bay?
Attend it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
So, what are your views, Kayana, on that suggestion?
Well, while I'm talking with you, I go ahead and just tear up that piece of paper.
I offer you a lighter to burn it as well.
Yes, I will light it. And I say, what do I remember about Piper's family? Because I know
Dom told you a bit.
Vonna's family took over as leader of the clan. What do I know about Piper's family?
Well, not much, because most of the information about that was deleted out of the clan archives.
Well, Piper's family is basically what we use as a good luck charm. So all our bad luck is cycled onto their clan.
Yeah.
Would it help if I... Sorry, I've got the notes on what Dom Diesel told you.
Yeah, so I know that in clan lore, they have been basically been erased, but from what Dom Diesel has told us, Piper's family was the ruling family. So it would be our prerogative to try to find them and free them.
Okay.
Knowing what we know about Vonna's family now.
Okay. Agreed.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate that we lost one of the easy ways to do this, which is means we have to do it the hard way, which
Yep.
tends to be how we do things, so
Yep. Well, that's why I was volunteering on my strengths, which is researching other species and how to track them down and how to find them, which is also generally about learning what their cultures are, where they'll be, you know, what kind of things that they get up to, so that if I need to track one down, I can. And
So
then
you
maybe
go
you
zoology,
could possibly
or
work on the
you go
more
to
diplomatic
survival?
stuff.
I believe she's going to go down the xenology path.
Yeah. I could do that with Carlin as well, because he's got skills in that area. But then maybe because Carlin's stronger in leadership and the diplomat, she could go the other side of that, which would be to try and find out more about the politics of what happened to Piper's family. And, you know, she's got Dom as a contact of information. Whereas
Yeah.
I would approach Dom, he'd be going, "You're a fucking tracker. What? Oh, sorry for the swearing. You know, why are you asking me these questions?" Whereas if Khalid and I started investigating Wookiee culture and Wookiee language, it would be totally in line with helping expand our knowledge for both our interests in...
Well, the other thing that you could find is finding out why there's a Wookiee clan that's in favour of Piper's family.
Exactly. And I think that could be something Kayana could probably find out.
Yeah.
That's on character, I know.
So, I'm going to probably recommend that we continue to do the wiki research to figure out exactly what Piper just agreed to do.
And you're happy for me to do that with Khalid? If Khalid's
Yeah.
agreeable? Okay.
But the thing is, we need Cat Gear to recite what bloody Piper said.
Oh, yeah. There will be a very polite and humble request given to Kadkia to part with what information she might.
Remember?
Remember, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be the best way to go about it. I think this needs to be what we start investigating long term to kind of just figure out
Well, no, the thing is,
where to go.
what Piper said, it's best to actually get that recorded now before Cat Gear forgets it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do that.
Well, did you want to do that, Khalid, with Kadkia if I comms you?
I can record it, but I'm not sure how well the recording's going to be.
Who's got the best tech amongst us in terms of that stuff? Please don't say
Basically,
B1.
You all have access to the same sort of recording tech.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then,
Well, we're not trying to make a bloody song out of it, so it should be just relatively easy.
exactly. Well, and you don't want Kadkia to feel pressured. She's already kind of ended up in this date she wasn't sure she was going on, and then she's surrounded by 30-odd Wookiees,
Oh, 70.
and...
70.
Yes, yeah, 70, sorry, brain. And, you know, perhaps maybe this wasn't a fun night for her either.
Yeah, but the thing is, she has still got her senses.
And she's
Piper.
highly...
She's completely drunk at the moment, and I don't think that she'll remember.
And Katkia's got...
Just as an observation, Piper in no way is being trusted.
No. Piper trying to speak Wookiee is like,
Yeah, no. I just making you aware. You said drunk. You said something.
yeah, well, I don't trust Piper trying to say something that's in
in
Wookiee.
Wookiee, yeah.
Yeah.
But also Katkia's got the clan loyalty, and she understands the clan obligation and that to have probably paid really good attention to what was being saying, despite the insult of not being acknowledged by her name.
And it was said like more than 3 or 4 times, so Kedkia had it sort of, beaten in a little bit over that hour.
Yeah, and I think that makes her a really good source to talk with, and I think it doesn't matter who goes to her. It's just at the moment I'm in the office with Kayana, so the easiest and quickest way would be is to comms that to Khalid, perhaps.
So a quick question for Stefan.
Mm-hmm.
Would Kedkia have actually recorded everything being said by Piper while she was going through that whole initiation?
I was actually recording it from when I got in the car because I didn't trust the car to not do something weird with us.
Okay, so at some point when they come to you, you tell them, well, I could recite it to you or give you a recording?
if Khaled concepts back to me, I literally drop to my knees and say, "Oh, thank Derek, whatever his name is."
Yeah, as soon as the car mentioned that B1 set this up, I started recording.
I pass through, depending on who has comms on, through Khaled that Katia is as awesome as she always is.
Okay, so considering it's after 10:30, I think that is a good time to call it a night.
Mark that
Yep.
off tonight.
And thank everyone for being online.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Next session, somebody else has got to go through problems, okay? So, next session.
Just a really quick question, because I have stupid high pain tonight.
Yep.
We've agreed that Kayana is going to go more the diplomat political research route for Piper's case, possibly teaming up with Kadkir for that.
Possibly,
Well,
yeah.
Khaled and I are gonna work with Piper to do Wookiee research, language and culture, and B1, because he's an independent grown-up droid, will do whatever the heck he wants.
Sounds about right.
B1 makes beeping noises from the medbay.
Does that sound good? Because I'll
That
write
sounds
that down
good.
if that sounds good
No,
to
no,
everyone.
That's fine. That's
Okay,
fine.
awesome. I'm sorry I'm so loud and...
No, that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh, another thing on the so loud thing, we discovered why I'm so loud as I am. I am actually deaf. Get my hearing aiding, 2.5 weeks. Yay!
Nice.
Makes sense then.
Yeah, because I loathe how loud I am, and I'm always telling myself to be quieter, and I don't hear lots of stuff. And then the hearing aid girl goes, "Well, this will be why." And she shows me this chart, and I'm like, "So that one means I'm deaf?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "How could you tell?" I'm like, "Well, because that was all the way up there, and that one's down there, and that's my left ear, and that's my right ear." And she's like, "Do you want a custom fitted one?" I'm like, "You can get those for free from the government." Apparently you can.
Wow.
They scanned my ear. It was like being in Star Wars.
Amazing.
Okay, so good night, guys. Thank you for joining.
Good night.
And we shall see you in a fortnight to see what happens with the Wookiees.
Hopefully, arms will be left attached.
No, there's no
Good
such
night,
worry.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
So Wookiee Drew.
This is like passenger transport. Now, more approaching station. Thank you for your patience.